Are we doing this thing? Is everything working? Oh God, I never use this shit. Hi, Benny.
How you doing?
What are you doing over there? Writing a story?
Kinda. I'm trying to get this plugged out here. I fell asleep today, had a nice little nap, and I woke up about a half hour ago. So here we go. I'm glad
Nice.
I woke. I'm glad we kicked out at 2 and I woke up. I was watching Andor. Speaking of
And door or what?
the Disney Star Wars gimmick, you know how we hated Rogue One together. The Andor thing's pretty good, actually.
Andor season 1 was just a bunch of people walking around and whispering. If you ask me, I watched it and I kept waiting for something to happen.
Dude, episode 3.
Just
Episode 6, that was a huge heist with the sky falling apart.
Yeah, and then people whispered and walked around about it. So it
was grown up Star Wars, is what it is.
So hopefully we're not just talking to ourselves today. We're not very popular people, and I understand that, but we do know hundreds of people individually, and then we combine those. You think there'd be hundreds of people? I think we were just talking about this. Like, yeah. People have lives. People have day jobs and night jobs and families and stuff, and we don't have any of that. We're orphans.
I think a lot of people are watching our stuff. I had at least, I don't know, at least 20-something people saying they're either watching the terrific rom-com, dark, evil, fun comedy, Swipe Wrong. I don't know if you ever heard of it. They're either watching that tonight or they're watching that other piece of crap, Showdown in Secret City. But
well, that is what we're here to talk about. We'll mention the other stuff as well. Where'd you go? We made another movie. You and I, primarily. That's 2 movies. A lot of good friends, they don't make any movies together.
What is happening with my hair? It's like a
ask you about that. Then I started looking at mine and going, I don't know.
No, I like yours. Yours looks styled. Yours looks like
this is woke up.
A gay guy spent 15 minutes making you look good for this podcast tonight. I've got this weird swirly doo-wop thing. Yeah, we made some. It's a little flat too. God, I wish I could still have the afro.
It's all that extra conditioner you're doing. You're going metro, and it looks good. I like it, man. I like to see with the full beard though.
The full beard. I had.
Beard. Like I'm talking like Grizzly Adams. Like,
have you seen? I had that in COVID. Did you see any of the pictures? Do you remember?
I probably made a T-shirt out of them or something. But yeah,
it was glorious, and I looked 109. So
you are you are one of those extremely hairy people that not hairy people, but just like that can grow their hair very fast. I have like very little on my chest and legs and other parts, but on the head there's no bald spots. It's I'm pushing 70 right now, so it's I'm pretty freaking happy about this hair situation. But anyway,
yeah,
it's really weird that
how's your teeth?
Age is like over 100. Isn't that crazy? Like we have 100 years of experience.
How's your teeth?
This planet, my teeth, perfect.
See, you got your hair, you got your teeth, you got all of your
functions,
retirement fund. I mean, you are a catch, brother.
Yeah, if I wanted to be caught, you know what I mean?
Woo!
But we made 2 movies together, the first being Vinny's Fantastic Rock and Roll Adventure, and now we have a movie about a possessed dating app, as you call it. I like the description that you gave it. You said claustrophobic. It's a very claustrophobic movie. I never thought that word. Released today on ASY TV, which is our network, and you can get ASY TV on Roku, which means everybody has a Roku box. There's 180 million Roku boxes sold alone in the United States of the Americas. And all of you can get ASY TV, $6.99 a month, whatever. If you can afford it, great. You should get it. It's a nice travel network. You got another show in there called Weird Roads. We can talk about that a little bit. But you can get all these movies, all of the ones you've made, all of the ones I've made, all the documentaries I filmed.
Hey, Raimi.
It's a who?
Raimi's in the chat, baby.
Yeah. Oh, okay, we got people, man. Hey, I don't know. I can't read any. Oh, there we go. No, this is this was a fun one. I mean, Vinny's Fantastic Rock and Roll Adventure. Let's talk about that for a second. That was me going, I wrote this thing and I don't know if we can pull it off, but we can try. And then you had experience doing like the hike at that point. I think you were just finishing up with you finished up with WJHC and you were doing Camp Smokey. And
yeah, you wanted to cast me because of WJHC. That's what the first thing you said. You thought it was a good performance. Thank you. And then it's basically the same character. He's just, instead of a radio station, he's in a car. Yeah, well, that movie was wild because if you remember, we tried to get real life rock bands, and
I'll tell the story. I told Stephen Piercy that I'm writing this movie and I'd like you to be the destination for this guy. He's a huge Rat fan, and we can drive all the way from Chicago down to LA. And at the end of the movie, he was going to finally meet Stephen Piercy, and Stephen Piercy was going to knock him out after he threw up on his shoes. So
one punch.
Yeah, and then you'd just be laying there holding an album and happy, and that's the end of the movie, which is not as good as what we did.
No, that's the cool thing about when you do a movie. There's only been one time making a movie. Oh, thank you. Ramey says WJHC is the best indie comedy ever since Clerks. I don't know if you've seen Vinny's Fantastic Rock and Roll Adventure. It's very funny too. It's the same kind of. In fact, there's a connection in it as well. So we were talking about doing Striper, what's Enough's Enough, a bunch of these
Bullet Boys,
the Bullet Boys, and we were trying to find people that were, or you predominantly were trying to find bands that would actually play the whiskey in L.A. That was kind of the level of bands that play the whiskey a go-go in L.A. And eventually, I just said, I just released WJHCAM, which Ramey was talking about too. I said you could use the band Hugs. And you were like, what? No. And about in my mind's eye, it was like 6 hours later, you were like, we're using Hugs. Because I think you're just sick of the rock bands. And it ended up being great. Of all the movies, all the wrestling shows, all the musical performances, the concert, you talking about Kismet, the universe, God, or whatever. The concert that we shot at the end was perfect. It's hardly ever anything is perfect. It was a lot of work, but it was just a perfect evening. And I remember you're kind of hard around the edges, and you're kind of a hard nut to crack. But you were at the end. You had a big smile on your face, and you're like, "Man, we did this." And I was like, "I know."
There were several points during that movie where I said that, like when I mention this all the time. We're standing on the beach out there in Santa Monica Pier, and we're the ocean is going through me, you, and your wife Julie, like rushing over our feet, and I'm thinking, wow, we did this, because for me it was like I had to drive from Colorado all the way to. I was filming a bunch of other TV shows and ended up in Chicago where I met you. You came all the way up from Tennessee where you got pulled over 10 times for doing 100 miles an hour 10 times. And then we all met in Chicago and took Route 66 all the way down to.
And that's just movie or no. That's a memory that we kind of joked about it, like going Route 66. Luke's in the chat. You have Luke in here too, if you can.
Oh, we will later.
But going through Route 66, that's like somebody's highlight, the highlight of their lives. Ramey's saying hello to you, Luke. Like, that's a lifetime dream. That's a bucket list thing. There's people that like, before I die, I want to go down Route 66. So we were able to do that, making Vinny's Fantastic. Luke's in the movie. I think his part's probably my favorite, the whole watermelon gimmick. And Luke did in fact, when people watch the movie, they're like, Luke kills me. He's my favorite guy in the movie. The cool thing about Route 66 too is you learned a lot, and you got to see a lot of America. Like the Route 66 around Chicago is all neon. It's all, Big Bopper and Richie Valens and and Chuck Berry type stuff. And at the end, it is like graffiti, bombed out, native red. Yeah, it's like Fallout. It's like you're watching the end of civilization as you drive.
And then you go into LA, but we also stopped in Las Vegas and Colorado Springs and went through Utah, which was beautiful. And yeah, that was a great trip. And half of that movie was not planned. I'll say half of it was not planned. I mean, what I do when I'm working with Vinny is I will get something like this. I've already done this with the next movie. I'll write out a bunch of ideas, and then I'll just be like, he'll come up with something. And that's really what happens, because you're a funny son of a bitch. And then the next thing you know, it's kind of like whatever craziness is up here. I just kind of spew it into your brain and then you spew it into the camera. So
I think we work well together, and it's as much as we're different in some ways, our shooting process is very similar. Like, get the job done, make it look good. Luke is this way too. Is it good? Then let's fucking go. You know, it's not like we need to reshoot stuff 1,000 times from 1,000 angles. And sometimes that gets you into a little bit of trouble, and me too, and Luke too, and everybody else. But like, for the most part, man, it's, you know, when you're shooting this thing on a shoestring budget and you're trying not to spend a lot of money, it's just.
I was just going to say, we're also not afforded that kind of budget where, okay, close down this restaurant and we need 6 cameras in here and 12 crew members and all this. Normally, 90% of this stuff and the Vinny movie, the Fantastic Rock and Roll Adventure movie, is just you and me with one camera going, what can we figure out? How are we going to do this shit? And
and again, I talk about God, universe, all this stuff. The traffic coming out of California going into Arizona, and we had to take that side because we didn't want to be sitting there all, you know, we're in these vans and we didn't want to just be sitting in traffic. There was actually an offshoot of Route 66. And we went to this place called Blondie's on 66. Dude, what a crazy, weird town. And in my mind, it's like sand was coming over the roads. It's like, who lives in a place like that? We had some of the best moments. We had the UFO moment was shot there. We had the part where I'm like, you're singing the sad song and I'm trying to get to sleep was there. I was throwing coconuts at your head driving the car, which I was trying to actually
with the coconut. That hurt.
It was like 5
I've never seen you laugh so hard in your life than when
you're sitting there
driving by in my minivan at the point, which is now your minivan, bowling out a full coconut, which was from Cocoa Taps, and it hit me right in the gullet, like go. And then you could honestly, I left it in the movie because when you see the coconut coming down the road, that's the take. That was one of the first ones we tried to do it again and again and again. It didn't work.
It was a horror. That could have been a stupid situation where we're trying to find.
It was a stupid situation.
We could have been trying to find a hospital in the middle of nowhere. Now, Pac Billy's here. He said he loved WJHC based on stuff. That movie was actually based on my life until it gets to, you know, Jesus coming back. I don't think that guy's coming back for a while. That hadn't happened yet.
Luke said he only gets 3 minutes of film time of screen time in my movies. And there's a reason for that. There's 2 reasons for that. A, you're a rock star and you don't have time to travel with us. Simple as that. And B, you smoke. I can't take it. But hopefully all that's going to change soon so we can do more.
Ray, now, what's weird? Why did you bring up Pahrump and Art Bell's radio station? Because I actually watched 2 videos today about Art Bell's house. And I haven't thought about Art Bell in months or years, and I actually there's actual what his. Did you ever watch or listen to Coast to Coast, Brandon? Were you a fan of Art Bell?
Absolutely.
Okay. You know how he always talked about the high desert and stuff? He actually had an antenna array next to his house. Have you been there? Have you seen Art Bell's house?
I've not seen that actually. I should have by now, but I haven't.
It's still intact. All his antennas and stuff, or antennae, I guess. And then he's got a studio back there with the big. He would actually produce everything there and shoot it up, you know, into the sky, and they would download it and broadcast it. But he never really left that area. But it's weird that you brought that up, Randy.
Anyway, when me and Vinny make these movies, we're not staying in luxurious hotels. Maybe once in a while we'll get a nice little Hampton Inn or something. But for the Vinny movie, he slept with his wife in a minivan, right next to my minivan, and we actually van lifed that shit all the way down Route 66. For this movie, you flew to Boston. I drove my big old van. Thankfully, I got a house on wheels now. It's not the little minivan, but I drove my van from Detroit to Salem, Massachusetts. Massive 2 shits. I can't say that ever.
Massive 2 shits. Massive
huge tits, whatever it is. Vinny drove from Boston, and then we stayed in the van for a week. Just about, I think, for about a week. I got him a nice mattress pad this time for the floor of the van. You got a little bit of room down there. I'm sure you didn't sleep well, but I kind of like it when you don't sleep well because it kind of like makes you a little bit more edgy. One mistake that we've got to stop doing though is exhausting ourselves before we do. We did that mistake again in Salem. We met with Allie. I got there a day. I love Salem, so there's a little park that's in common. I always park right there at the park where we parked. And I get up in the morning. I go to Jaho Coffee, walk around Essex Street a little bit, walk around the park. We can go to Good Night Fatty, get a cookie, or Good Morning Chubby, I think they call it, in the morning. Anyway,
there is a shop up there that changes its name halfway through the day. Good Morning Fatty and Good Night Chubby, or some
opposite, but yeah. But no, I love that. And then you met, and then we hung out for one day. Then we went to the Church of Satan, or Satanic Temple, and watched a bad comedy show.
Proving once and for all that satanic comedians are just as bad as Christian comedians.
I wish they would have been satanic comedians. Allie was great. I liked her. And there's one other guy, and Allie was the one that was in our movie. So we met her. She was the person in the Salem scene, and I don't want to ruin it for too many people, but it's Salem. You can pretty much put that together.
Yeah, this isn't it is high concept, but not that high concept. You can figure it out.
And every one of these dates, every one of the scenes is, I don't know if you could figure this out by watching it, is a different style. It's shot in a different style. It's color graded in a different style. And that was a Hocus Pocus style musical in Salem. And that's the first thing that we filmed actually for this movie. It's not the first thing you see in the movie, but it's the first thing we filmed. And we tried to film an episode of Weird Roads that night after the Satanic Temple comedy show, but everything was closed at 8:00 at night, which is weird on a Saturday that the entire city shuts down except
for COVID. Do you think COVID ruined America? Hey,
drunk
contraption. How you doing, buddy? And Pac Billy wants to know what's the best place to take a dump. I mean, if you're in the South, Pac, I know you're in Alaska and you kind of go through the South sometime. Buc-ee's is the best place to take a crap in the United States. I prefer taking a crap at Buc-ee's than my own home. I have done events in like Chicago and drove all the way to Kentucky to take a crap, having to take a crap in Chicago just because I know there's a Buc-ee's.
This is a van life question, though. That's kind of when I'm honestly, I don't do the overland in the middle of nowhere, in the mountains, in the desert. I do it sometimes when I can, but usually when I'm on the road, I have a purpose. I'm filming something. I got to meet somebody, got to get to the next city, got to get to the next town. Sometimes I'll be on the road for a month or two at a time, and every single day is filming something. Vinny will tell you that. So I don't really have that problem. There's always a gas station, and I thankfully have not had explosive diarrhea from the new thing going around yet. But
or all the crappy food you eat.
I do eat a lot of garbage on the road.
When you're at home, you eat like hummus and prayer water from a monk, and then when you're on the road, you're like a deep fried double cheeseburger with bacon and a taco in the bun. Hell yeah!
I lose touch with reality. I blank out, man. I'm telling you. This next thing I know, I got a Katz's Deli sandwich in my hand, which we'll get to in a minute. But anyway, we were filming. We decided the next morning we're going to film Weird Roads, which is your show on ASY TV. I think you're up to like 10 or 12 episodes at this point when the next two come out, which is incredible since we've only been doing it for about a year and a half, I think.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. Anyways, we exhausted ourselves with this. We went all the way up and down Essex Street to the Witch House, to different restaurants and things, and magic shop. And it was a lot of fun. But by 9:00, when we get to the restaurant we were filming at, we'd been up for about ever, and we've been walking around for about 6-7 hours, and we were just exhausted.
You can't sleep in late in a van either, because the city becomes alive. You're kind of, noises get you. So somebody takes a fart on a bicycle going by or honks a horn, and then you're like, it's 5 a.m. I'm up. And
which is weird, because when I'm at home, dude, I sleep till like noon, and then I'm up to like 4 or 5 in the morning.
When
I'm in the van, I get up at about 5 o'clock in the morning. I go to bed around 10. So
there's a heat issue too. It's sometimes hard to keep the cabin cool, especially with two human beings in there. So my caveat to this is like, so one morning you went up and you got up early and you went and you were like walking to the lighthouse, and I said, screw that, I don't want to go. But I had to shave. I had to shave to look, because I'm trying to look somewhat younger in this movie where somebody would want to date me. And finding a place to shave, I walked all the way through downtown Salem, and I was like, van life is one step above homelessness, because I'm sitting there trying to find places that the homeless people may shave. I went into that, what is that? Which city mall? The Which City Mall, like on a Sunday at 7:00, and it's open for mall walkers. And I'm trying to find a bathroom. You know the joke about they always put the bathroom like at the end of back rooms. And I finally get in there, and there's a dude in there like doing a PTA shower. He's like, "Hey, brother, how are you?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm great." It was the worst. You know, he was like, "Hey, man, this bathroom smelled like shit." You know, and I said, "Well, you know what they do in here, right?" And he was like, "Man, you remind me of my dad." I was like, "Screw you," because he looked like he was in his 30s. But anyway, I was able to shave and cut myself, and then the people at Walgreens were treating me bad. I said, "I feel like I'm homeless. I want to be in the air conditioning," and I'm walking around at 7 a.m. in Salem. But it was a memory, and
but at the same time, I walked to the lighthouse and went, like I said, went to Jaho Coffee, grabbed a little coffee, I'm sitting there, and I love my peace. Okay, when I need my not a peace, but peace in general, I love peace. I'm just sitting there with a Jaho coffee, and I'm looking, standing next to the lighthouse, and I'm just looking at the water and the big old birds and cranes and just this New England weather, which was great. And it was just, oh, this is so good. This is so good. I need this. And then out of nowhere comes this guy with this deep Boston, New England accent. And he's like, "Hey, how about them Patriots, huh?" And I'm like, "Oh, God, no. And I start laughing because this is going in the next movie. Okay, the next movie is going to be called I Hate You. And I don't know where we're going to film it, but you already know most of the topics and everything. I don't know if I'm going to play the guy or if you're going to do it. We got to work it out. I don't know, man.
It's your time.
I don't know. You're a better actor than I am. And
no, this comes from a very real, you don't need to act in this movie.
It's very true.
About misophonia.
I would not shut up about the history of the New England Patriots, and I'm just like, dude, I'm not. And it was just so loud and just like boisterous. Anyway, we're getting off the subject here. Anyway, we were exhausted by the time we got to Flying Saucer Pizza, which was awesome for them to let us film there for like about an hour and a half after they closed down, and they gave us a pizza, and Allie was there. She did great. That was the first shoot. Then we had to do the walking shoots, and then we had to do the musical number for Allie, and then we had to do the meet and greet, and then we had to do the tribute stones, and then we had to do your musical number. So it was like 5 different shoots that we started at 9 o'clock at night, and we didn't get done till almost 2.
And the cat footage took probably 45 minutes. The first person perspective of us running around the town that you didn't use at all. Yeah, that was another long bit. But yeah, Massachusetts was, I'll tell you.
And we couldn't get out of Salem.
Salem is a great, it was crazy. We almost ran out of gas trying to get out of Salem too. But Salem is a great place. It's kind of like if Dolly Parton, Pigeon Forge, it's kind of like if Point Pleasant had money. You know how Point Pleasant's awesome, but there's only like 3 things to see. This is like an entire city based around the witch trials, which probably wasn't as bad as we say. It was just like a bad month. Basically, like, it was just like a bad police stop. If 19 people died, it was a little hysteria. But it's like even the banks have pentagrams on them. It's an interesting thing to go up there and look at.
I love Salem. It's literally my favorite small town. But then we tried to leave, and all the gas stations were out of gas. It was crazy. Like we went to like 4 of them.
Yeah, we went on an island, and all the pumps were off and stuff.
Yeah, it was nuts, and we couldn't get out. But then we drove overnight, stopped at a Cracker Barrel. Next day, we ended up in Staten Island at Eddie Finocchiero's house, who I was going to bring him on to talk with us, but he's doing his ham radio show right now for like another 6 minutes, so we'll bug him a little bit. But it was just another one of my favorite things to do is film the show New York Ham with Eddie Finocchiero. And
on ASY TV.
On ASY TV, of course, and all that's down there at the bottom scrolling right now. Get ASY TV on Roku at ASYTV.com. Okay. And that's how you can watch the movie we're going to talk about eventually, Swipe Wrong. But we park there, and we did it again. We exhausted ourselves. We we actually took a day off of New York to get to West Virginia a little quicker. because we added another day from West Virginia to film there, which was great. And we'll talk about that in a second. But we walked around New York City. We went to Katz's Deli. We went to a cool costume shop and a goth shop and all these cool things. And we walked for, I think,
Katz's Deli. Katz's Deli was awesome.
That
deserves a moment.
Oh, yeah, so good.
It was good. And it's what you say. I think Luke feels this way. I feel this way. I just love something that's been around. All you do trendy hippie stuff, great. You're drinking gin out of a spaghetti can, that's your hook and all that stuff. Wonderful. Katz's Deli likes going back, besides the credit card machines, it's like going back in a time machine to 1958 or something. I don't know, how long has it been there? 80 years or something? It's the same. It's the same.
The only thing that's changed are the payment machines. Like you can tap the card now. That's about it. But the sandwich, I mean, they slow roast that pastrami for 2 weeks or some shit like that, and different things and different whatever. I interviewed Jake, the owner, years ago for Go There Eat That on ASY TV, and I met him that day too. And they just don't change. He hasn't changed. Nothing changes. It's such a damn good freaking place. And I just realized you can get the big melted sweet cheese on top. I realized that last time when I saw a sandwich next to mine. And I want the cheese. I want that. And they were like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's a damn good sandwich. But we filmed it all over New York City. I filmed a couple of the short form shows that we do on ASY TV, and we exhausted ourselves. And then that night we met up with...
It was 100 degrees. It was the hottest day of the year, the day that we're walking around New York. And we're shooting most of this movie in the South, and it was cooler in the South than it was in New York City. And I'll tell you something, the Staten Island Ferry on a hot day, the wind blowing between my sweaty Babalone region, it felt wonderful. It dropped at like 38 degrees. But freaking hot as heck. Unreal.
Yeah, it was brutal. And then we had to film that night after walking around for about 10 miles. I'm not making that number up either. We met with Elizabeth, who's awesome. And oh yeah. So you do the Red Fox. Savage, but those two are both kind of equally awesome, honestly. Who's cooler, Red Fox or leave a comment, Red Fox or
Red Fox,
Randy Savage?
And Randy was because Randy
Savage was freaking awesome.
I don't know. You need to listen to Super Dave Osborne's stories about Red Fox and how he would abuse his staff. It's hilarious.
I kind of love them both. Anyhow, so we meet with Elizabeth and Eddie. Eddie, this is his first time ever acting in a role in a movie. First time Elizabeth ever acted in a role in a movie. We had somebody else for that character, for the Valentina character. She couldn't make it. We thought we had somebody else. They ended up not being able to make it. We met somebody at the Satanic Temple.
We were trying to pick up these two chicks and say, well, do you want to drive to New York to be in a movie? And
no, they lived in New York.
They're like, yeah.
They lived in New York, and she was good looking, and her friend was good looking. And I'm going, this is Satan. This is Satan doing this. He hooked us up with actresses. We can do this. This is going to be great. And I talked to her. I said, look, I'm filming a movie. We're desperate. We're in a really bad spot right now. Can you do this role? It's a real easy role. We'll cut it down for you and whatever. And then never heard from her again. Then I just called this other actress, and she said, call her agent. I didn't realize this other actress was 20 years old, which would have been weird that you're dating a 20-year-old. It just didn't make sense. So, but then she's like, talk to my agent. The agent was cool as hell. I wish I could remember his name off the top of my brain, but I'm getting up there in years. And then he said, well, I got this other girl. She's a voice actress. She's never done a role before, but she might be able to do something. And that's how we met Elizabeth. And she was between Eddie and Elizabeth for their first time on a camera. I mean, Eddie's done TV shows and stuff, but I mean, God, they were good.
They were, and again, the script is very loose, and a lot of people that throws them. Somebody like me, you, Luke, Big Luke, even Travis, a loose script, Candy too. A loose script isn't a big deal, but some people freeze, and they just slid in, brother and sister from New York, and perfect. Shout out to Ricky. Ricky helped a lot that night, and Ricky went above and beyond too. That night, we abused him
again. He's never been in a movie before. So all three of these guys, first time filming anything.
And they were great.
And they killed it.
Yeah.
And it almost makes me think that anybody can act if they're directed correctly.
I had a director tell me one time, if you can walk and you can talk, you can act. And it's up to the director to pull out. Hey, let me put this out here. And I'm not denigrating anybody. But the day that I was impressed with your direction, because when you were a friend to somebody and your friend is good at his job, this guy's good at his job and it doesn't impress you. You know what I mean? It's like you make all these TV shows and Brandon is a machine. He'll drive somewhere. He'll get into everywhere for free. He'll smooth talk his way. He'll come up with segments on the fly. He'll film it himself. He'll shoot it himself. He edits himself, and he can have an episode done in a day. I don't think there's an American human being alive that can do what Brandon does like he does. But you get used to it, and you just think this is just the way things are. This is how things work. The day that you impressed me was the day that we were shooting for Vinny's Fantastic Rock and Roll Adventure, and we drive up to Luke's friends, and my friends too, and now your friends, the Twins' house. And the Twins are a couple of interesting fellas from Mississippi who were homeschooled, and they're kind of like the besides Dolly Parton's boobs, they're kind of like the second tier of Gatlinburg Mascot. In fact, they work on the strip. It's just like a sitcom with these guys, and they kind of look like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. I'm not saying they're dumb, but they look kind of like, hey, there's always kind of bebopping around with the same energy and stuff. And they did some stuff for me and Luke in the movie Camp Smokey. They were two demons. They were great. They were fine. But we gave them dialogue in this movie, and they became petrified. And they were like, and one of them pulled me aside and said, brother, I don't think I can do this. That's what he said if he was me. He was like, Benny, I don't think I can do this. But anyway, you pulled out a very serviceman-like performance out of them cats, and they were weird anyway. And sometimes when you realize this is a weird role and we're going to cast weird people, if they're just natural, it's going to look good on camera. And it was a great scene. There's a lot of people that comment and say that's one of their favorite scenes in the movie. And so that's when I became impressed with your director skill. So going back to Ricky, and Eddie's a natural, and Elizabeth seems to be a natural too, and Ricky and all that stuff. And shout out, what was the name of the place?
Areolas.
They let us in there for free. Those guys were sweet. The children were quiet while we were filming.
That's insane. Yeah.
And they were polite. And I fell in love with Staten Island. I'm too old. I'm too old to live in the cities anymore. I like visiting them, but there's something about Staten Island. It's kind of like a combination between Baltimore, New York, and Tennessee, all wrapped into one. I don't know. There's something about it I like. I've been talking to the Fem Robot, see if she wants to move up there.
The Fem Robot.
I live up here with several Fem. There's one.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry.
There's one. The Fem Robot. I'm on the mothership tonight, brother.
And they guard your house too. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I appreciate what you said. I do appreciate that, and I have another side of me that's not so impressive. I throw fits sometimes. Staten Island had me throwing a fit because we're out in the park, and I was okay with the camera stuff. That was just a little irritating because we had this actual phone up here with a big old freaking lens on it, and we had to put it on the dashboard because my camera would never fit on the dashboard and get everybody. We're not removing the windshield and putting a rig on we don't have that kind of. We're a low budget movie. So we're having this up here on a little thing that suction cups to the window or to the top or something. And you couldn't get it to hit record. You had to bend your body in an unnatural way to get it to do that anyway. And that was a little irritating. But when we got to the park and we're just trying to get this simple scene, it is not that hard of a scene to do. And you guys were killing it. Everybody was killing it. And everybody in the park decided to come alive all at the same time with their electro beat bass music.
It felt like there was a quinceanera happening in Staten Island.
It was and it was pitch black. There was no lights. These people are in a pitch black dark in the Staten Island Park. And I don't remember what day this was. It was like a Monday night, I think.
It's when it's game 1 of Knicks versus Cavs. So I remember
it was like a Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
And the whole park, we couldn't get anything recorded. It took like probably twice as long as it needed to. And then, but it came out great. So, I mean, it always comes out great. And I know that in my brain, and I work hard on that now, but I do get a little just.
You didn't take your blood pressure medicine. That's now from now on. I'm going to say you gotta cool it down.
Low I'm loaded. I'll be reading things. No, it was. I wish I would have not thrown a fit. I was just like, you get so pissed off after a minute, and it's just I wasn't feeling good, and I was exhausted because again we exhausted ourselves again. 95-degree weather.
I think you spent a lot of money on them lights. I think we got to figure out that lighting rig is too cumbersome for the next one. We got to figure out something where handheld, not self-powered lights, because it was.
Oh, you're talking about the main light. We didn't even use that in the park, but the main light was great for the movie.
That just took a long time to set up and stuff. That's all I'm saying.
But if you couple that with how quickly we shoot things,
yes,
it probably evens out a little bit. But anyway, we're at Eddie's house. We stayed at Eddie's house that night in his parking lot. He's got a little driveway, and yeah, man, it was a
subway shot. What's funny is we were going to shoot a lot of stuff in New York, and it just logistically, Elizabeth had to come from a weird part of town, and it took her about an hour and a half to get there. So we couldn't go. We were thinking about shooting on the Staten Island ferry. So there was a point. It was like we drove all the way to New York to do this scene. We got to have something that looks like New York. So we decided to do the Vinny waking up scene in a subway. You can't replicate that anywhere else in the world. And we were right next to the Staten Island train map. So it's like, okay, I wanted people to go, okay, they were actually in New York. They weren't in Tennessee like the rest of the stuff.
We learned a lot about that from the last movie. It's just like, okay, as long as we got proof that we were actually here,
Right.
Eddie's actually going to join us here in about 5, maybe 4 minutes. So that's
that'll be the end of me and you talking.
Yeah, no shit.
Hit your points.
There's the bringing you and Eddie together and you guys are, I think, are friends now, whatever. That's really cool for me for some reason. You're kind of like my two dudes, I mean, I got two dudes. And then even seeing you, that's another thing about these movies. The last movie, having you meet people like Ariel and Jason and just,
I love Ariel.
What about Jason?
I hate him.
Yeah.
Now Jason's one of the sweetest. He's almost too sweet. I need to slap him around or something. He's too nice of a guy.
And he was another one first time on camera. I mean, he was a wrestler forever, like all of us, but he was first time on camera and killed it. So
for some reason he's the freaking face.
Yeah.
When you on Roku, you look at Vinny's Fantastic. You see a sweaty black dude with a cattle prod. You're like, what's this movie about? But I don't know.
I've been trying to change it forever. I've been trying to get with Gary.
I don't know why they haven't changed your placard to one of.
I've changed the movie poster too. Actually, the file I want to change because it's jittery on like Prime and everything. But
ooh, I didn't know that. When you put the thing out into the ether, and it's on streaming now, you don't control anything. And now, like people don't know. It's a very difficult business. And you're releasing Swipe Wrong tonight on ASY TV. It's there now if you want to go watch it. And it's a great movie.
I will say this: your friend Candy said, "I'm watching it now, and it's so good." And then I said, "Well, what part are you now? What are you watching?" She goes, "I'm watching the cannibal scene, but we had to leave and go get something to eat." That scene made her hungry. She's a sick freak.
That was my least favorite day of the shoot.
Yeah, I imagine it was. We'll get to that though. So, anyways, we leave. I don't want to. Eddie says it's not connecting. Did you click on the link?
Well, while you're doing that, Pac Millie says, I envy your guys' style of filmmaking. Hardest actors to direct on screen are the ones that had too much stage experience. Probably so. They want to play things broad. They probably also want to impress people too much. I do like dealing with people who are scared and they're trusting you. Those people are easier to direct. Good idea for a movie. A dude tries to stop a cult from sacrificing a virgin to stop a sports team from winning. We'll have to flesh that one out.
I don't know what that means.
Is she? It sounds like it's like one of our movies. It's like a Big and Funky movie or a Brandon Bishop. It's like a caper thing. I dig it.
Here we go. We got a friend here waiting for us. Hey, look at that guy.
I guess I can shut up now.
Where are you at? The Newport station?
I was finishing up the ham radio show, and now I'm talking to the star and the director of Swipe Wrong, which, by the way, debuted today on ASY TV.com.
No, sir. We are talking to the star of Swipe Wrong. We were just putting you over pretty big, and you look evil as shit right now.
Look,
where are you?
I want to be modest about it, but yes, I am the star.
What are you, in front of a restaurant?
We're just at the studio. We just finished up. The show ends at 9:30. You guys wanted to get me at 9:30.
Yeah, we ain't bullshitting. And you're breaking up every 5 seconds, so this is going to probably end abruptly. But anyway, if you can, which I don't think you can.
That's a good look. That's his best side. Yeah. That's the best side.
Like a snuff film. It's like the last thing you see. Like
he got hit in the head with a mallet.
Oh, that's
I lost the thing.
Yeah, we lost.
Let's move back over here.
So, did you have fun shooting the movie with us? And what was your first movie? How did it go for you?
It was a great first experience. Maybe I was literally just talking about the movie.
They don't have internet on Staten Island.
Literally, I was more shocked with Vinny up here, Vinny Vineyard, because I said, if we made a shitty movie, then literally I would tell nobody to go see it. This movie, I honestly think, top to bottom, even just like talking about the parts that we filmed, had some great funny stuff going on, great acting on everybody's part. I honestly think it was so professionally done, and it really made you go, wow, this could actually be a huge hit, because it's a lot of people. I have a film critic who's going to go watch it tonight because we talked about it on the air.
Cool.
So a lot of people are going to check it out. I honestly think this is going to be a big goddamn movie.
Well, I hope it is a big gosh darn movie.
You're natural, and you're anybody who watches this wanting to cast something up in the East Coast. I mean, this guy is a natural. You don't even have to write. Yeah, get him out of here. He shook his head. Thank you, and he cut himself off.
He just bowed out, man.
But
actually, if anybody else wants to do, anybody who's commenting, anything watching wants to do a little YouTube or a little write up or something on the movie, please do. And I think we got Eddie coming back. Here he is.
Hey, Jolt, how you doing, baby?
No, I was saying, Vinny, you surprised me on how, like, the range of stuff that you have to do in this movie. You kind of shocked me in the range of what were able to do, because you hit every little nuance of whatever your character is going through. You hit it. It is something like a lot of people can't say that that's a thing, like that actually happens. You know what I mean? Like, where some people can only, like, they're kind of one-dimensional, and you're going to get a guy that acts only one way. You were hitting everything, whether it was psychotic stuff, it was like you have no clue what's going on, crazy things are going on, hijinks, hullabaloo, all that kind of stuff. You were hitting all those parts, so thank you, sir.
Eddie, did you see the whole movie?
I have not seen the whole movie yet because I was on the air when it was debuting on ASY TV. So I will definitely see the movie. What I wanted to do was kind of wait till the weekend so I can actually give 110% and watch it. But I'm probably going to sneak a peek tomorrow night.
I was going to ask you what you found surprising about it. Like, what was because that's what I heard a comment that somebody gave us from one of our testers that said this movie kept punching me in the throat with things I couldn't possibly expect or something like that. And that really made me happy, because when you're writing a movie and filming a movie, I know everything that's going to happen in the movie. So nothing really catches me. I wish I could watch this if somebody else filmed it. I wish I could watch it and be surprised by some of the things that come at you. That's what I'd like to ask about, because you don't know anything else except for your scene. But it's
well, no, I do know a couple of things, because you've been putting those on YouTube, the kind of behind the scenes joints where you were showing us how, like, what you don't show the whole scene, but you show things that are, part of the scenes, and it makes you want to watch it even more. Like, I know that there's stuff that I have not seen at all. Like, there's stuff like the old school movie. I'm trying to not give away too much, but the old school kind of movie. There's cops involved in another scene that are going to be in another vignette of the movie, different little segments of the movie that I definitely want to check out, because I saw the backstage, the behind the scenes stuff, and that was hilarious. I can only imagine what made it to film and what got in there. So that's going to be cool. That's what I'm saying. There's so many. When I got explained what the plot is, the actual thing that's going on in the movie, which yet again I don't want to give away too much, but the thing that's in the movie, it is a kind of a very original idea, which is not something that actually exists anymore, where it's not something that people have seen. Oh, we've seen this before. This is blah, 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 yakety schmackety, whatever, blah, blah, blah. This whole thing has a whole, like the thing, it is a punch to the face, because you don't know where this thing is going to lead you. You have no clue with the main character, Vinny, up here. You have no clue where he's going to end up, what's going to happen, why this is going on. You have no clue throughout the whole movie of what is going on, let alone my little scenes with Vinny, which is kind of a straightforward kind of thing, but like really takes a far, left or right, depending on which way you voted. But it's
I think this movie, honestly, it's an original concept filled with total ripoffs of like 15 other concepts.
It is. I mean, don't get me wrong. Yes, you definitely ripped off a lot of stuff. I'm not going to say you didn't.
No, everything's a different style of movie that already existed, and the whole thing is basically Groundhog Day. But it's just different. There's actually a payoff to this movie.
But Brandon, that's what I'm talking about. There is a payoff at the end when you figure out, when everyone who's watching it, if it ever goes into a theater in the big screen and you're watching this in a theater and you're sitting there trying to figure out the who, what, where, when, and why, you ain't going to figure it out till the end. And that's impressive, because it doesn't tell you. There's a couple of red herrings throughout the movie, but it does not tell you everything until the end of the movie of why this is freaking happening.
Well, we got to get
why him and not everybody else, things like that.
We got to get started on Guns and Tits.
Guns and Tits is going to be a family movie, which is nice.
Guy and this guy, that's going to be Gunther and Titus. Yeah, Guns and Tits.
Guns and Tits.
Serious about this movie. I hope you know that.
Tits.
It's already being written, so we'll see how far it goes.
Nice.
Staten Island. We're doing another.
Nice. Staten Island. 2 Staten Island grizzled cops on the beat, just trying to get through a day.
Private investigators, but we'll get
2
to that.
private dicks.
Eddie, I'll be up there soon shooting some New York ham, and
thank you.
We're gonna have to get that going soon. And then what's the other thing I was gonna tell you? Oh, the Atrium.
I don't know.
The Atrium. So
yes, has that been going well?
It's been going.
Oh, okay. At least it's better than the other place. He was like, no.
They were like $5,000 for a 2-hour thing. I'm like, no, that's all right. We're good. The other place.
Well, you're saying the name of the place. That's actually a good sign, because you wouldn't give them any free press if they weren't at least thinking about it, or at least cutting you a deal. So,
gotcha.
Well, we hope that's going to happen.
Get yourself home.
I'm going to go home. You two gentlemen, enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm going to watch the movie, hopefully tomorrow night. And thank you for the opportunity for being in the movie. I mean that, because this is.
Dude, you were great.
I know I'm great. That's not the point.
The was written for you, so it's
I'm very modest, but I'm awesome. I understand that. However, the chance to actually be a part of this whole film, I'm just one part of this whole film. I want to thank you, because to me, it's gonna be a movie that everyone's gonna check out, bro.
It's a damn good movie. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
And tell Ricky he was also.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about Ricky. He's great.
Oh, we were talking about Ricky tonight. We were saying it to his face. I said his facial expressions tell a story without. He didn't need any dialogue. His face, just his eyes bulging out in a couple of scenes. How when he's in the restaurant, I'm not going to go into full detail yet again, but when he's in the restaurant, he tells a story without saying a word. That's a good actor. When you can tell a story without opening your big fat mouth, it's good. There you go. That's just a still from the flick.
That's the movie poster right there.
There you go. He's got like a Mom's Mabley thing about him.
He does a little bit. Same mustache as Mom.
All right, man. We'll talk to you soon, Eddie.
All right, buddies. I'll see you.
All right. We're praying that New York gets internet soon one day.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, man. It's pretty bad. Anyway, so we left Eddie's house. We went down to Mr. Ed's Elephant Museum and Candy Store.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I don't know why we didn't put that in the movie. We should have done something with that. It's the best thing that we did.
It's not the Vinny's. No, you're right. That would have been a Vinny's Fantastic. The thing about this movie, getting back to the film, that impressed me. Eddie was saying nice things about me, and we all can blow each other later. But the thing about the movie to me is how tight it was, especially with all the locations, and claustrophobic. How claustrophobic the movie feels, and we're all over the Eastern Seaboard in the film too. So, but anyway, I like how everything's kind of almost like the guy's in jail the whole film.
We also went to Flatwoods, West Virginia, and looked for the Flatwoods monster and found him. That was a lot of fun. Filmed an episode of Weird Roads there. That's coming soon to ASY TV. And then we made our way to Gary. I don't know if all that was in the right order, but we made our way to Gary Vincent's house. And Gary Vincent's the guy who's responsible for getting all the movies out. He's a distributor. He does all my books. He does all my albums. He does all the things that I do, and movies and stuff as well. So we love Gary, and it was really, really. Was this your first time meeting Gary?
Yeah, it was the first time, and that's
weird because
I introduced you to Gary, and thanks to Hack, who's a friend of the Big and Fun. He's in the Big and Funky universe. Hack from Hack's Horror Show. He's the guy that got me hip on Gary, and Gary is in the movie industry the sweetest man you will ever meet. So, and he's made our dreams come true as far as filmmaking is concerned. Jeremy's
in the chat. Jeremy, stick around. We're going to bring you in later when we talk about the last scene. If you're still awake. Anyway, he's always got such nice things to say to you, but we'll let him massage our shoulders later. We got again, every single one of these dates, every one of these scenes was filmed in a different aspect. We've gone from, in order of filming, we've gone from Hocus Pocus to The Godfather to this one. I don't want to give it away if you haven't seen it, but it's a reality-based sting operation. And Gary, not only does he have a house next to his house that people can stay at and film at, which was awesome because we needed to get out of the van after a week.
Amazing resource. First time I took a crap was in his house, and I think I took 9 craps in Gary's guest house. Thank you, Gary.
You were in there constantly, too. It was just like...
It was awful. Good thing we had 2 bathrooms.
I dressed up like a creeper with big glasses and a hat and wig, and I put that on there, and I was going to try to make you laugh when you came out of the bathroom. 47 minutes later, I'm still wearing this shit going, what are you doing? Like, just come out already. I'm wearing this.
I was having a religious experience.
I heard moaning and chanting. It was bad. Anyway,
this after was all that New York food, you know.
You had to get rid of it in West Virginia, absolutely. But Gary not only was awesome in the role that he was playing. I mean, could we have found anybody better?
When you said you were casting him, and I love Gary. If he sees this, I don't mean it. I was just like, oh no, because I didn't know. I've never watched his films. And I just didn't know. And he brought the thunder, man. Gary is.
He had you dying during rehearsals, and it was just. I got footage. If you watch the Brandon Bishop Unfiltered YouTube show, which is on here somewhere on YouTube, whatever. There was a couple takes where you just couldn't hold it, dude. Every time he came out of that garage door, you were keeled over laughing. with his
it's great. I'm gonna ruin it. It's if you've seen To Catch a Predator, he's playing a version of Chris Hansen that we've all wanted to see. You know how Chris Hansen's he's always like, he thinks and I think Chris Hansen's a hero. He should be put on a freaking stamp.
He's still easy to make fun of, though.
But because because he's been doing it for 30 years, but he still has that angst. He's just like, you're talking to little girls on the internet. It's like he's surprised every time. And Gary plays a trumped up version. I don't mean the president. I just mean the word. It's a cartoon version of Chris Hansen, which it's almost like he has seething hatred instead of just judgmental contempt. It's like he freaking hates child predators, which we all should. But he can't hide it as well as Chris Hansen does. It's a great scene.
And I had to clean up some of the dialogue because he is such a sweet, innocent human being for what we know.
It worked, though. It worked
and
cleaner.
Just hearing him reading things like "My balls are blue" and just reading the poetry that was supposed to be coming from whatever was just. I don't know how I kept the camera still.
I think the cleaned up version made it better because it seemed like he came from Chris Hansen almost feels like a guy that went to Sunday school with you, like he's not in the universe of this evil, sting operation type stuff. And that's the thing about Chris Hansen. He's kind of like, I can't believe this is happening in God's United States of America, and so to have him just be blown away by this rudimentary elementary school, prose this guy was sending this girl is hilarious.
And he's another, he's a utility knife, just like you mentioned, Hack, Tony Covington. If you call Tony and say, I need this, and this, you're going to get 90% of it probably within the hour. Gary's the same way. I'm like, Gary, we're going to stop by if that's okay. Can we use your extra house? This wasn't in the plans until we were already in New York. I said, hey, man, we're just going to stop by and we can just film your stuff there so you don't have to go to Tennessee to film it. And we have the house right there. Can you just get us 4 extras, 2 that can play a cop and then 2 lighting people? And he did. He got us 5 extras, actually 6 extras, including his daughter, who was the bait, Officer Bates.
Officer Bates.
Perfect.
I love puns for side characters.
It was great. Oh, and then those people were great. And just
terrific.
It's so funny because there's so many people on this movie that we're all not going to go to the voting booths together. You know what I mean? We're all not going to do this and that. And once you get all of that garbage out of the way, I know message, but once you get all that garbage out of the way and just be humans having fun and creating, none of it matters. You know what I mean? It's and then there's people in this movie where it's like, I am not friending you on Facebook. I'm sorry, I'm just not going to. I can't look at that every day. But they're sweet as hell. They were useful. They were great at what they did. And anyways, we got that done. Then we moved down to your neck of the woods, literally. And my other favorite place to park is in your driveway.
Yes.
Even though your family hates it, but it's good.
We love you, man. You're a good guest. That's the other thing that's crazy is you're a terrific house guest, which who knows.
Well, during the Vinny movie, I was stuck in a minivan and I had to do something. I had to just get out of the minivan and just start cleaning and just doing dishes and taking out trash. And I probably mowed your lawn with a pair of scissors or something. I was just so bored when we weren't filming and it was really hot and it was like, oh, just get me out of here. I gotta do something. This time, I got this 26-foot long, 10.5-foot tall monster of a van that it looks like somebody's apartment. So I got internet and running water and loads of power and solar and just you name it, brother. And I'm just kind of like, no, I'm good. I'm in here. Yeah, I'm just going to be in here for all day. It's fine. I'm going to DoorDash some Tennessee bagels and just live my life whenever you're working or whatever. But anyway, it was, we got down there. What's the first thing? Oh, we left right away to go to North Carolina, which was the worst drive I've ever taken that said van on anywhere.
I run a taxi cab company in East Tennessee, and there have been harrowing exhibitions that we've been on, and now we do mainly medical transportation for state. And even today, I drove to Unicoi, which was half of it was washed away by Hurricane Helene. You never know what you're going to get involved in. So we go to his friend Aon's house to shoot her scene. And she now lives like a hippie in an RV on top of a North Carolina mountain. And the GPS took us the wrong way. And you know me, bro. I don't lock my doors in Detroit, Michigan. I don't carry a gun. I am easy breezy, bro. Going up that mountain. I don't carry a mace or anything, any weaponry, ancient or new, from World of Warcraft.
I have too many weapons. I don't know.
But going up that hill, you were like filming for your YouTube show, and I was like, put the phone down. I was like, this is getting lunatic. And on the top, it turned into a gravel. I mean, first off, the incline's like this. You're in an Amazon-sized van. It's the trees are beating it. The hull of the vehicle. You're hitting potholes. We're going into.
I'm hearing noises from my suspension I've never heard.
Yeah, I mean, your car's sitting there going, "Please stop, Daddy, please."
Oh,
and then at the top of the mountain, swear to God, hand on an Amish Bible, a cult.
The Brahma.
The Brahma Institute is up there.
The
Brahma Institute. Does that not sound like something from a Will Ferrell movie? That he's the guru of the Brahma Institute? The Brahma Institute's up there. But
and then we asked Aon about it, and when we finally got up there, after, I swear, it went from like dirt road or regular road, bad road, to dirt road, to not even a road, just like a trail with like holes and shit. And then by the cult, which is in the middle of nowhere in the top of a mountain. So what happened is the GPS took us. Okay, here's the mountain, right? Aon lives over here. GPS took us this way, all the way up the mountain and then back down. And then there's a perfectly good road that just goes right there, which we took later, thankfully. But it was so bad. It was so scary. She
lives in a place that has like goats that scream in human voices and have human faces. It's like, Mama!
Frogs that are.
Yeah, it's like, what?
The loudest frogs. We actually put that in the movie because it was so funny. Real quick, if somebody says something nice about the movie and does a review, any of you watching, I'm going to give you this screen worn, jizzed.
Wow. I love that. I love
it's got jizz on it.
What is that
from? This is a screen worn shirt. I don't know which scene it was worn in, but I will mail this to you and you can wash it, please, twice and keep it. And if you also write or video, preferably a video on YouTube or something, or on Facebook, whatever, and tag us in it, me or Vinny, I'll also send you some merch. Look at that.
The old swipe wrong.
We got a swipe wrong shirt. There's a whole line of shirts coming out pretty soon, but if you do a review, preferably video, you don't have to, and you tag us in it, I'll send you a damn t-shirt, okay? Only like the first 3, okay? I'm not rich. We haven't made any money off this movie yet, so anyway. So we get to Aon's. I've known Aon for about 10 years now, and we do a show called Scavenger Hunt on ASY TV. A lot of ASY TV alumni in this movie, about everybody actually. And we get up there, we go to Zen Sushi, which is another restaurant. It's like, yeah, come and film. Like,
awesome people. And this is the thing. I talk about God. There is a thing about pizza in this movie. It's a running gag. Because I don't know where this came from.
Water, you tell us.
But have you, I was going to ask you a question, but
I'm right here.
Have you ever had the experience where, I don't know, you go visit 3 or 4 friends in a week and everybody wants the same food? Like you go, boy, I'm going to Memphis. I'd love to have some barbecue. And they're like, we're sick of barbecue. We want to have a pizza. And you're like, I don't want a pizza. Say you go to New York or what? Well, you wanted a pizza in New York, but you go anywhere and you're like, hey, we're going to Baltimore. They want to eat some crab cakes. And they're like, we're not going to have crab tonight as seafood. We're going to have pizza. And you're like, what? It's the joke, like, too much pizza. And they bring out, this is why.
It's a watermelon joke from the last movie, but it's pizza this time, basically.
We're there and the people are treating us nice, but they're doing business. The restaurant's open. And they bring us complimentary a thing that is sushi pizza. and we didn't even order it. And it was great. It was absolutely wonderful. And I don't know where to get that. And they also brought, and I'm from Baltimore, they brought like this crab salad dish out that I scarfed. You talking about wanting to die on the way home. We should have went to Buc-ee's. It was killing me.
But the main thing on this story, though, is the stop that we did. We did the sushi restaurant, which is a weird scene because neither one of you had any lines, but you had to just kind of just like that for the whole time. Watch the movie and you'll know why. Which also back to that, thank you again to Gary Vincent for getting me these overdub voiceovers because that was awesome, man. That was so good. Anyway, we get done with the sushi restaurant, and then we go get some ice cream. We figured, now let's get another little walking scene. We'll get them buying ice cream on their date, and we're in line, and everything's going good. I'm taking little random videos just with a phone, I think I was, and just kind of like just doing a little. Oh, yeah, there they are. They're standing in line. They're talking. They're laughing. Ha ha. And then,
well, it's just the weirdest thing because I don't want to get political or anything, but I do feel like if you live in an area, if you live in East Tennessee, for example, there's too many extreme right wingers, and if you go to somewhere like Los Angeles, there's too many extreme left wingers, and Asheville, North Carolina, is this weird place where there's a lot of hippies. And everybody, like you were just kind of filming casually. And I get it. If they don't want you to do it, just say, hey, bro, put that up, and whatever. And you did. But the trans person behind the counter flipped out. Please don't film me. And then everybody turned like, hey, man, leave him alone.
One person and one lady out of the whole line. There was a huge line, too. We were in that line for like 20 minutes. We call him the Angry Ice Cream Man. He's actually in the credits for the movie just because I think it's funny. They said, I'm just taking pictures of my friends. That's all I said. And I said, but I'll stop. And then this guy, this like tall guy, I guess you had a rapport with him, was like, what's with the filming, man? Yeah. And I'm just like going, I can't remember what I said to him. You probably remember. I said something smart ass, but
no, you were cool. You're just kind of like, I don't want any ice cream anymore. And then
I told him to go enjoy his ice cream or something. Like, dude, don't get involved. Just go enjoy your ice cream. Something like that.
Well, we had a conversation with him. I can't remember what it was, but he did say he was a boxer, and I was like, boxing. Well, I'm a rough around the edge. I mean, I've won the state championship in judo. I've been in a fist fight in the last 30 years where it wasn't less than 3-on-1, and I've won every fight. So I'm not somebody that is.
Yeah, because you and two of your friends keep jumping people. It's
that's right. It's a handicap match every time. We get the hell out of this old lady coming out of the church. But this guy's like, you need to have more self-confidence, man. Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I got too much, so I'm trying to keep it on the the DL, man. And it's like it's a weird vibe, man, in that place. What was it like? Hippie, bubbly? What it was a hippie like ice cream shop,
drinks and ice cream, and it was a cool place actually. But after that, I just kind of left, and I said I got exteriors to get. See you later. And I didn't think you guys were in any danger or anything. Someone was like, whatever, dude. I was waiting for him to come out. I'm like, all right, we'll see what happens if he comes out. I got a lighting pole right here that'll match nicely with his jawline. It was it's whatever, man. Here's the thing: out of the thousands, and I mean thousands of things that I've shot, and I imagine if we included you, how many people have we actually had that were like that? I've had 2 in 11 years of ASY TV. Which, by the way, today, July 15th, 2026, is our 11th anniversary for ASY TV.
Wow.
Since the minute we launched was on 11 years ago. So yeah.
On the 15th.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. On July 15th is when we went live.
I think it's one of my best friend's birthday today. And
I don't give a shit about your best friend. I'm just saying this is more important.
I need to text him real quick. Keep talking.
Yeah, bullshit. Anyway,
this is
one of my 2 people that have ever pissed me off. The other one was at an iFly in Denver when we were filming Best Day Ever with Gigi. And the guy's like, we weren't even filming the guy. He's like, I don't, what does he say? I don't consent to anybody filming me. I said, well, don't walk in front of my fucking camera, asshole. And that's how that ended. And then this guy, which was nothing either. So.
Oh, wait a minute, though. You're kind of fibbing.
Am I? How?
Frickin' Area 51 diner, whatever the Alien.
Oh, but that was so easy that wasn't even a thing. It was just them 10. He was kind of a douche, though.
They were terrible people. I left a bad review on Google because everybody praises them because it's like, oh, we're having a hamburger in the desert. I'm like,
we were filming weird roads out on the extraterrestrial highway in Nevada.
Drug wounds in their face.
We're at the Little Alien and we're doing a pool trick, which I have to admit, the balls flying everywhere and the sticks landing on the ground was a little. I would have said, like, guys, can you not play pool ever again? Can you stop?
Don't have a pool table. They had freaking furniture.
You're doing trick shots. I get it, but the thing where you're in one of the most popular places in the entire state of Nevada.
The guy has a meth wound on his nostril, taking our cheeseburger order.
And we filmed it like twice before with that Vegas show and with the UFO show with Amy Duma, Lita from WWE. We filmed there as well on the extraterrestrial highway, and we had no problems. We filmed with the owner, Pat, who's amazing. Love her. But these guys were just like some guys on the work program or something, the work release program. But okay, so 3 people. So we get done with that. We go back to Aeon's house, and in the movie, it looks like that's where we did the bathroom scene, but it is not where we did the bathroom scene. We did that about a week and a half later.
Ugh, that was the worst day.
In an Econo Lodge hotel.
What a terrible day.
Why?
You were grumpy as hell that day too. That was the driving day because
you guys kept leaving me places.
It was also we shot in Morristown, Tennessee, which is not a population hub. For some reason, it was Grand Central Station that day. There was so much traffic downtown. Oh, we were supposed to shoot downtown in Morristown, and for some reason, that was the day they were like
they shut off
reshaping the bridge, which bottlenecked all the traffic on one street, and it was a kind of rough day.
Well, the reason I was in a grumpy mood that day is because I love Travis to death, but he went to the wrong place.
That was my fault.
I think that was your fault again,
or your fault.
We were an hour and a half late to the shoot. The girl came into work an hour early to let us in, so it would be closed when we came in.
I need to go. What was her name? I need to go give her a tip.
But the Sweeter Than Sweet or whatever it's called. So I think I had a right to be a little grumpy at that point. It's like, okay, guys, you should have been here. Like we were there at 9:00.
And between Knoxville and the Tri-Cities in East Tennessee, we also parked your expensive van in the one spot where there's a homeless population. Like there is no homeless population between Knoxville and the Tri-Cities, but this is like there's like a bunch of food banks and churches and like
shelter. Yeah, they were
like a day room for homeless.
It was just
people
a little layer of stress on top, but it was.
And then the news people came in and wanted to do an interview with the girl.
Right when we start filming, a news station.
Yeah, it was a bad.
What do you think about them closing the road? So that put us back another half an hour. And then the first time you guys dropped me off, I didn't know you guys were filming the scene in the van or in his car. I didn't know you were filming that scene. So I was sitting there on the side of the road and those same homeless people are walking all around me. And I'm sitting there with a camera that costs more than anything that they've ever owned, to include cars and houses. And I'm sitting there going, they're not coming back. They're not coming back. Like it was like 20 minutes. And I'm sitting there on the side of the road. I sit down on the train tracks going, and all it was for one little quick scene to go boom, boom. And I was hoping you guys would stop and then come back. I didn't know you were in there filming the interior shit. Anyway, it didn't matter. It was just, little things like that were easy to get grumpy about.
But that was a hot day, I think.
It was another hot day. Yeah. But Travis was great. He was great as the cop. I feel like we just skipped over a ton of stuff. Amber was great in the restaurant. Her husband, Dalton, was great.
How about Colonel Phil, who owns the Asia Cafe?
Oh, God. The Asian one.
Colonel Lim at the
good food, cool place, really cool place. I guess they do all kinds of shit there. But this guy, I knew his whole life story I got there an hour and a half early, like I always do. And I knew his whole life story, like literally within 20 minutes. I knew everything about him. He's showing me his phone, like, I got numbers to the White House. I'm like, That's awesome, man. Thanks for letting me use your restaurant. And then, you know, people were late for that one as well. Like almost like what, 45 minutes late for that one. And it was, you know, things like that drive me nuts because if there's one thing I learned in the military, always be 15 minutes earlier. You're late, son.
You're dealing with artists for cheap or free.
I know. I'm just saying.
It's just when you're a ringmaster, you just got
about it. It doesn't mean I can't be grumpy.
Yeah,
I work for these things for free too. I drove down to Detroit to be Brother Ricky for a 30-second spot in the movie, and that's fine. I don't care. But you know, I didn't ask for any money or anything. It's crazy.
You weren't getting that,
huh?
You weren't getting any.
Mm-hmm.
But you deal with artists. You just gotta put the smile on your face and just thankful they show up. Because that's the worst.
I'm in Tennessee. You're in Tennessee. What else did we film in Tennessee?
Somebody asked about the hardest thing we ever shot a few minutes ago.
Well, you got to choose between the shit scene or the cannibal scene.
Cannibal scene was terrible, and I'll tell you why. Let's set
it up. I don't know these people. It's another Tony Covington hack thing. He said, this guy's got a farm, and I said, perfect. When I'm thinking farm, I'm thinking of an old guy in overalls. I had the overalls right, but I was thinking of like some old guy who can big bottleneck glasses. Hey, welcome to my farm. Just be careful and have a good time. Okay. That's what I'm expecting. It was not that. It was this family of people that lived in like little trailers or houses or whatever, like little thrown together.
A little compound on a giant piece of property.
Compound is the perfect word. And I didn't know what to think when I got there. They were kind of standoffish a little bit. And I'm like, because they didn't know me from the next person. And I didn't know them. So I'm sitting there going, oh, this is going to be, because sometimes people like, you know, though that's my property and I'm going to do this and we're going to do that and we're going to do this and I'm going to direct this scene. And that I was kind of like in the back of my head, kind of thinking that like, geez, this is going to be rough. And then it wasn't. It was great. For me as a director, it was great because this guy, John, and his wife, and he brought a bunch of extras in, and
they didn't even know each other, which I thought they were all friends. And
I did too. He just kind of stopped people on the streets. Well, you want to be in a movie? And I guess
it was a weird conglomeration of people, like really,
wow. Yeah, just a bunch of
18-year-old girls and high school dropouts, and
but then one of them helped with the makeup. John's wife helped with more makeup, and we're like, oh, we're running low on blood, and they're like, oh, we got a lot of fake blood, like they had gallons of it, and then then John, I'm like, God, that guy's awesome. Like has a chainsaw. I said, dude, you got to be in the movie. You look the part and everything. You got to do this. I just made up a role in my head for like the head of the family. Like, okay, well, you're John, and you're just going to be the guy, the butcher, the dad. And he was fantastic at it, and just nice people, and he built this big table out of pallets and everything for us, and I put a door on top of it, and
they did a lot of work, and there was a lot of props.
Lit fires and kept them lit.
Yes, and that's part of the reason why that day sucks. So I don't like hiking. I think filming the movie The Hike, the problem is you have to hike, and while you're hiking, you're also carrying stuff, and I hated that. I actually lost weight. If you watch the beginning of the hike and at the end when I die, spoiler alert, I'm going to look pretty svelte when I'm in my underwear out there getting eaten alive. But this thing wasn't that bad of a hike, but we had to wait for darkness. And we even jumped the gun a little bit because the final scene, I don't want to give anything away, but I was in heavy makeup. I was strapped to a chair. They were lighting fires all around me, which was burning my skin I was too close to the fire, and they finally moved some of it away. But the guy, one of his friends kept putting like more wood into the barrels, and I was just sweating. I had blood. I had a freaking eyeball hanging off my eyeball.
You couldn't move either because everything would have fell off.
They put the wrong kind of cement that you're not supposed to have around your eyeball, or they wanted to. They had the stuff was dripping all over my penis was hanging out in front of all these people, and so spiders, centipedes.
Oh, that chair was disgusting.
And then they started. You wanted them to throw a live effing. You wanted Marlon to throw a live effing road flare, and I'm like, dude, if that thing ricochets and lands on me.
I did not come up with that spot. That was that.
I was like, I can't. I'm strapped because part of me, I was in like a prosthetic type thing. I couldn't move. And there was blood, and then we're sitting there going, well, it's not really getting dark. Man, we shot this thing in June. It's the longest month of the year for sunlight. And I'm waiting, it's just sitting there like, God almighty. And then it just was nasty. And then like, it was a hard scene. They were throwing food at me. Nobody told them to. I remember looking at you. You looked at me. It was kind of funny when you're friends with somebody.
So pissed
your eyeball looked at me, and I looked at you like, bro, I hope you fucking appreciate this. And you had in your eye, it was so funny. You just looked for a second. You looked at me. You're like, bro, I know. I'm abusing you, but this is a little too far. Because I think you like seeing me in bad situations. And
I like your reactions to these situations that I write for you in these movies because you're so good at doing it.
And this movie, this movie is a rom-com. We're about to talk longer. This is like a Kevin Smith thing where we talk longer than the movie. You can watch the movie in less time in this podcast. But this movie is, Eddie was on earlier and he said that he was surprised at some of the places I went. Acting wise, this was a dark movie, and I play pretty much the same character in every one of my movies. That's when people are like, "You're a good actor." I'm like, "I'm good at being myself, or a version of myself." This was the furthest departure from the actual person of Vinny Vineyard. It's still pretty close, but it was. I went to a couple dark places, and what's crazy, we talk about all these exotic locations and stuff. The craziest parts of this movie were filmed in my house, and some of the darkest spots were filmed in the house too. But Kirby was great. I liked hanging out with her. I haven't seen her in a couple years, or about a year or so. And Kirby's one of the big and funky people, and she's been around. And then she was awesome. And one of your favorite scenes in the movie involved Kirby, and Kirby kicked ass. And then I don't want to give everything away, but then I don't know. You want to talk about the Britney scene next?
God, there's so much shit in this movie. There's so many different scenes. I'm surprised, and I got yelled at a lot for making the last movie, the Vinny movie, over 2 hours long. I felt it needed to be. I kind of wanted the viewers to suffer along with you. That was my excuse. But this one is it's literally 86 minutes, and
it's shorter than the movie I just released. So congratulations.
Yay.
And
there's so much.
The thing about this movie that I think is the biggest compliment, it feels like it's 30 minutes. And it's not even me going, hey, here's me and all my friends and all my memories. It's fun. It's as a viewer, I can kind of compartmentalize that I'm in the movie. That doesn't even look like me that's not me in this movie. And I guess I did a good acting job because it's me, and I'm having early onset dementia or something. It doesn't look like me. And it flew by, bro.
And Kirby was great in that scene. I didn't say anything about her, but she was great in the last movie. She was great in this movie, and she'll probably be in every movie that we both do from here on out, I guess.
She's bad, but she's the computer in the movie I just released too, and she was killed it in that as well. So,
and you get to see her boobs for a minute too, so that's good.
You get to see her boobs in my movie too. Yeah,
2 of your movies actually, or maybe 2 or 3. I can't tell. Just
3.
She's the boob lady.
Her and
I have a thing in my movie where I don't use guns or boobs in my movies. I won't do it because
we're all about the boobs.
I just think it's too easy. I don't know. It's just something. And we have a movie called Guns and Tits coming out next, so that's funny. Anyway, that's the joke. Trying to think. Anyway, Brittany, that was a lot of fun going to the Titanic thing. I didn't realize
we got run off there too.
We didn't get run off.
We were trying to film where they used to have the hot air balloon, and we were trying to figure out a place.
Afterwards, I thought you meant in the museum. Like,
no,
that was a different business and everything. But the Titanic Museum was. I didn't realize the stuff that was in there would be so perfect. I thought we'd use some of the exteriors, and then I thought we'd use just because I knew they had that big staircase because I've been in there before, and I thought, well, this will be perfect. I know a lot of people are going to think that's all AI. No. Some of it, yeah, of course, but no, not that. Like the stuff in the Titanic was there. They got that big thing with the iceberg there. They got all this cool shit, and you got Vinny reacting to it. And we just walked another 10 feet and be like, "Oh, there's one of those little phone things that whatever. Just do something with that." Then
we filmed without permission, covert. We were through the week. You know, everybody kept complimenting Brittany's dress because it looked like a period piece from back then. What a lovely dress. And look, you're dressed just...
She worked there.
And yeah, right? Like she's an actress coming out going, oh no, get to the lifeboat. Yeah, and Brittany did a great job. And we just, I mean...
Well, again, that was another thing where we didn't really have any dialogue because you'll see why if you watch the movie.
Silent movie.
Yeah, so and again, every one of these scenes is a different style of movie, and you'll pick up on that. You just go watch the gosh darn movie already. And then that leads us to one of the last things that we did. Well, the last things we did was all the stuff in the house because we wanted to make sure we had everything filmed so we could react to it in between and before and after with all the stuff. We got to mention Shaw Wynn as well. She was
awesome.
She's such a hottie. Like she looks so hot in this movie. She looks just beautiful. She's gorgeous. And that's when I was writing this, I was thinking like she's like next level beautiful. So
the first time I saw Shaw Wynn. And I'm happily married. If it wasn't that, I would have probably took a run on trying to get her attention. But she was walking across the street, and I said, "Damn, where did you come from? The island of bad bitches?" And she liked that. That's a good. She thought that was a good line. But she is a very beautiful woman, and anyway.
I wanted you to end off with a good looking woman. So
every woman in this movie is a good looking woman.
Oh, absolutely.
I wish the
guys are good looking too.
I wish you wrote me. I would have kissed Travis if I could kiss every woman in this movie. And you didn't write me any kissing scenes. I got kissed once in this film. I feel
on the cheek.
On the cheek, yeah. On the butt cheek.
On the butt cheek, yeah. But the Britney thing was cool. That's I just wanted something at the end that would just be like, okay. I can't think of her then. Oh, what is this? Kind of a moment when people are watching it and going, "Oh, this is something completely different than the rest of the film." So I get it, but I think that came out really good with the ragtime piano and just the text cards and everything like that. I've always wanted to do that actually, and she was perfect for it because she has that.
She's an old soul. She looks like Bernadette Peters wrapped up with Winona Ryder and
Madeline
Kahn. Yeah, as a 20-something-year-old kid, she's old soul through and through.
Is what you said in the movie a classic beauty?
A classic beauty.
I'm looking at the actual pictures of all the.
Well, I want to shout out to Sparkle Pop. We almost got arrested shooting that scene, or shot by the police.
Flat Hills Mall in where?
The Foothills Mall in Maryville, Tennessee. We were coming from Morristown. She was coming from a place called Tellico Plains. She was in the car early, putting on makeup. Clown makeup at like 10 in the morning in Tennessee, and she went into TJ Maxx to go buy eyelashes for the scene, and she's only in it for a few seconds, but she got harassed by the security guards, and then the cops came, and we were mouthing off the cops. I thought this was going to be like one of those audit the Fed videos. I started recording this jabron, these freaking cops that didn't have anything better. They were just I think they thought Sparkle Pop was a prostitute because she was in like her work truck. And she had a bag that looked like, and she was like, "I'm in a movie," and you can't say that because that's what kind of movie, or just the one you got to pay on the Skinemax for, or Flesh.com, and what kind of movie?
He dipshit though. He was such an idiot. Like,
so what I did is I called, and this is probably I'm not going to say that. I did some things to the police after that, but I just hate so stupid. And then what's funny is after we shoot off the cop. And to his credit, he didn't shoot us or tase us or call for backup and make it weirder.
It could have been a lot worse.
It could have ended really badly because cops are sometimes
we kind of approached them from two different directions at the same time.
And with a little bass in our voice. Whoa! And as all the Foothills Mall shithead administrators and the security guards were out there looking at us as we drove by aggressively to flip them off and tell them that we hate them. They all ran back into the mall as the car came back around. But we ended up shooting Sparkle Pop. She was a delight. I love hanging out with that girl.
Who's the other girl?
Jessica Folks, who's an actress who probably spent 90 minutes making herself look like an alien so she could be in the movie for 15 seconds. And thank you, Jessica.
I think it was more like 10 seconds. So.
I was trying to give her a little something extra, bro.
Oh,
so
okay.
Anyway, she was awesome. And thank you, Jessica, for doing that too.
Now, before we get to the last scene, I'm going to see if Jeremy can join us, but I don't know. I haven't heard from him. There is a little bit of AI in this video. And I've discovered that AI is incredible. And then if anybody gives me shit about the AI that we used, here's the difference. What's the difference between AI and CGI?
Let's not even talk.
$500,000. That's the difference, okay? And about 6 weeks of time. That is the difference. There is no other difference between what you see in our country than you see on Transformers or something. It's the same shit. So we couldn't have made this movie with just what we had with our hands. And we needed to cut some corners and make some things look a little flashier and cool. The Salem scene is amazing. The burying the body scene is incredible. And
Good. All right. Used AI some. Just a little bit.
I'm just saying, there's a couple scenes in here that needed it.
Okay.
And it's great.
Let's not spell it all out.
Sign of the times, man. I got to
get
on the board. What do they say? Get on the train or get ran over.
No.
One of the two.
I love you. No.
Yes, I use some freaking AI. What are you going to do about it?
I made a movie about how filmmakers physically fought AI for you.
Yeah, and you used a lot of AI too. So
no, I didn't.
Oh, come on.
It was CGI. I spent money on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
The AI movie.
I believe you. You guys are still artists. Don't matter the tools. That's right, Colin. Bam.
No, it's awful. It's going to age poorly, but we'll be all right.
I'm pretty happy with it. I'm more than a little happy with it. Dustin Bolt is texting me right now, and he says the movie was effing epic. He did not say effing. He said the bad word.
Well, don't let him.
Serious. Oh, he followed up with a seriously. Oh, there's something else coming from Dustin.
Wait, you may not. He may.
Dustin is in the movie.
That. He's a weird guy.
Oh yeah,
take it off the screen
or something after that. Like
that's exactly right. You don't want to.
I've never done that yet. So anyway.
Dustin's a good guy. He's in every one of our movies, the Big and Funky movies. Was he in Vinny's?
Yeah, he was one of the cult members.
He's been in every Big and Funky / ASY TV movie. That's The Hike. He was the guy beat up in the judo match. He was the pizza delivery loser in WJHC. He was the soda boss in Camp Smokey. He was a cult member in Vinny's Fantastic Rock and Roll Adventure. He was Kishna in Swipe Wrong and in Showdown in Secret City. He was your partner, karate members, Karate Kings of Christ guy. So, and the main minister of that. All right, before we get Jeremy on here,
give away the last scene because that is kind of like the only thing. If you look at the trailer, you look at the music video, look at everything, you won't see any of these people because it's like the big secret. Like nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition. That's how I look at the ending.
But let me answer while we're waiting for Jeremy. Let me answer, since we don't talk about the last scene. Let me answer some of these questions in the chat so people will feel like we love them. Something I've been wanting to ask about Camp Smokey. Where was the cabin scenes film? I'm not sure which cabin you're talking about. The one with me and Candy where we're flirting and we get killed. That was in Lou Mill Vineyard in North Carolina. And then if you're talking about the aerial shot, that was a stock footage shot. And if you're talking about Luke's cabin, that was actually next to his house.
Where's the one I ran the drone into Luke's kid's Mikey's face?
That is actually where we filmed a lot of the scenes for The Hike. And I don't even know what you would call that. It's basically in Pittman Center. That's another story for another day. Look at this knucklehead coming in.
Jeremy has gone black.
What are
you mourning there, Jeremy? What are you mourning?
That's all he wears is black.
Yeah, there he is.
Black now.
Oh, he's got special lighting.
That's all I have. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, we can hear you. I got special lighting too, man. It's cool. I'm trying to look at
sure.
You're doing the 60-year-old Facebook profile angle there. Can you do something that's a little bit more flattering? There you go.
Nice profile. That's good.
Solid profile.
Sir, without telling anybody what the last scene of the movie, and that wasn't actually the last scene, but the the go home scene of the movie was without talking about the actual things that happened. You actually filmed most of that one. And I wanted to say thank you. I filmed the rest of the movie, and I didn't want to film the last part of it. I just didn't want to film that shit. I'm glad you came along. I'm glad you put your talents to it. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I was kind of like wondering why you wouldn't film, but I guess you needed the break.
That wasn't that. I just wanted it filmed differently.
It's funny that Vinny and I were talking about, and I think I brought it up to you before, is that I'm watching Fantastic Adventure, and I'm going, I wish I could film like this guy. I got to work with this guy, and this is like, and then I start cursing myself about my film work. And then Vinny calls me up and he's like, Brandon was telling me, man, he really wishes he could film like you. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, you do things that I don't. I'm a runner and a gunner. And I just kind of like bend my body into weird shapes and go, oh, that looks neat. Your tits on the ground, with your knuckles dragging and moving things around and just doing this, and the audio has to be here. Me with audio, I'm like, oh, I hope it sounds good. If not, I guess I can fix it later. I know it gets me in trouble.
You had Wooded, right?
I just
and cut. You want to do a retake for safety? No, that was perfect.
Yeah.
You just keep on going.
So, I mean, I think
so this guy, this is a guy named Jeremy Volk or Cantelli. He's running from somebody. I don't know what it is. This is a guy I've known, an interesting character. He was security for Obama. He was security for George W. Bush. He was roommates with the guy who tried to kill Obama with anthrax. If you ever watched that Netflix story about what happened.
Yeah.
He was a radio comedian, radio DJ down in Mississippi. He's an interesting character. He's filmed a couple videos. In fact, somebody wanted to watch the Wrestling with Ghosts, which used to be on ASY TV. The episode of the Rabbit Man, I sent him the link the other night, and they liked it. And that was the one he helped film. This guy's an excellent cinematographer. He helped with my movie. He was the main director of photography of Showdown in Secret City. It's getting rave reviews all over the place, and nobody's saying it looks low budget. I think everybody's like, man, this looks like $1 million movie. And I haven't told anybody because I didn't want to shit on Brandon's parade today with Swipe Wrong, but I wanted to tell you, you've also got Josie Music Award for music video. This is all stuff that's happened in the last year with us. And then today, me and Jeremy went to 7 states to film this song called John Henry Rats in the Cornfield. We were a finalist in an international music video in Lisbon, Portugal. We didn't win, but they sent us a letter saying everybody was blown away by our video, and we were a finalist to win Best Independent Music Video in the world. And this is a competition where like nobody in America won anything. It was all like Europeans and Asians and stuff like that. And you were the cinematographer of that. This guy, if you need cinematographer needs, he is next level. He is emerging. He's got the same cameras as Brandon, essentially. And these are high dollar things. This isn't just a joke. Kind of, he's not running around with an iPhone. Which there's nothing wrong with that, but yeah, iPhones are great too for certain things, but this is high quality stuff. So I got to say, the last scene in this movie, we won't give the Iggy away, but you were the main cinematographer that day, and Lucas Patterson was there to help you too. But it looks great.
Shit. I'm kidding.
Yeah, he filmed
a lot of behind the scenes footage of that scene.
Yeah, I need to get that. That'd be great to have.
I'm going to send it to you. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I also didn't want to have to film this show because I know we had 5, 6, 7 actors in it, and they're all sitting in a circle, which is just the worst thing you can. It's like filming an intervention almost. It was just. And then that's another time I was talking about me getting irritated. As soon as we start recording, I can deal with planes and helicopters. There was 2 Apache helicopters going up back and forth. Like, all right. Then the landscapers started. And anybody who knows me knows my long-standing hatred of landscaping. Not having it done. I pay people to do that. They knock it out in 20 minutes and I got to listen to it no more. But I'm just saying, it's like this giant guy. He was probably a half a mile away, but the way the valley was, and we're at this great place called Ancient Lore, which is like a Hobbit. Well, how would you describe that, Vinny? Like,
it's one of the coolest places in Knoxville. It's
badass. And they just let us
hotel that is basically essentially set up like you're going to spend a day with the hobbits in Lord of the Rings. Everything's got these like little dwarf looking. And so on the way over there, I was bringing somebody who played somebody in the movie, and he didn't know what this place was. And I said, it's reasonable. You can spend the night over there, and it's like $150. And he was looking online. He goes, like, some room was like $800 a night, and like the cheapest one, which was like the Gremlin shit house trailer or whatever they call it, the goblin, the goblin well-wishing sewer room was like $350. And I was like, well, I guess I'm wrong. And who would want to spend the night? They have a room called Gremlin or Goblin or something. I was like, who would want to spend a room in there when you have like I don't know, like there's a kings and elves and high priestess rooms.
You'd be shocked, man. All the Harry Potters and Lord of the Rings and all those people.
I wanted to go where the gremlin shits.
The gremlin shit. Anyways, back to the filming of it. And I was glad that you were there. I actually stepped out and walked away a few times just because I wanted you guys. Vinny kind of took over director role a little bit, and I didn't want anything to do with it. There's some things I had to step in and say, like, okay, we got to do this because we're not covering this and this and this, because I got to ultimately edit it all together, and I knew the pieces. But outside of that, I just let you guys have it because I didn't want it to be more of my style of shit. You know what I mean? And it's totally not my style of stuff. It's all on tripods and standing still and just different like angles and things and back and forth. And the audio's, probably better, dare I say. I got a great microphone, but I don't know how to use the thing. So
it's funny that you bring up the run and gun thing, because that's where I excel. That's my favorite, and that's where, like, I did a lot of that with the rabbit house that we did, right, Vinny? When I was maneuvering around with you, and we're doing live action.
Yeah, it's a paranormal show. It's a little different than a movie, but yeah.
Yeah, and so it's probably why I admire a lot of your film work, because I'm envying the fact that you're running and gunning it. And then even in the manner and the style in which you filmed was very odd, because I remember I sat up for the first scene with the girl that was playing what was the goddess's name? I can't remember.
Kelly.
Right. And you're like, okay, now set up and go and film this guy over here. And so I went and filmed him, and then you're like, okay, now go back to her. And it's like, wait, what? And it's like, usually we shoot that one subject on all of their lines, no matter where it is in that consecutive order. Not Brandon. Brandon's like, this is the way it's in my fucking head. This is the way it's going to be shot. And boom, 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 boom. But I admired that. I like that technique. It's like, it's what they definitely would never teach you in film school. Not that I've been to film school, but they would tell you to do it this way for structure, to keep the camera angle solid. But
I know why he did that. I mean, there was a reason he did that.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. I adore Kelly to death, and I think that's
he's flexible. He's a flex. That's all we have to say.
No, I love
flexible.
It,
he's flexible to what was happening at the moment. I guarantee you that's not how he wanted to shoot that originally. But he is a good director, and that's what he had to do to get the job.
Well, I mean, it's the thing. It was also Kelly's first shot at the role she was playing, first time on film, I think, and she was nervous as hell. And sometimes you got to work with that. We've become really, really good friends since then, and she's wonderful. But you got to kind of work around people's strengths and weaknesses. She didn't have her voice until about halfway through it. She didn't really know who she was. She took this role. She saved us again. It was another person had that role forever. And then 5 days before we're shooting, I can't get a hold of this person. And then 2 days before, I'm like, okay, I guess she's not doing it. And then Vinny called her. I guess they knew her from the past, and she had to cancel her hair appointment, which I still hear about. But
her hair looked terrible in the movie.
It was awful. It was the worst. But it was just like, okay, we got to fill this role. Okay, fine. In hindsight, and I've talked to Kelly about this as well, if she would have been drunk, like played a drunk character, what she was, which would have made more sense.
Right.
That would have been better, and she would have been able to do it better. But she did great. We just had to cut it up into smaller pieces. I mean, you can't eat the whole cake sometimes. So you just take a slice at a time. I think
everybody in that scene
was great,
including my tag team partner Luke, but everybody from Ryan to Will to Julie to Kelly
Danny
to Dustin Bolt, but especially Danny
killed it.
Danny and Luke killed that scene, and what a joy that whole scene was.
And Bubby,
oh yeah,
he did really good too. He danced a lot.
I watch that movie once a year. I think I was telling Brandon that on a phone call.
Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, I love Clash of the Titans. Yeah, the original. Yeah.
Should we give away the fact that is anybody picking up on the fact that this is a sequel to Clash of the Titans?
You got to give it a week. Give it a week.
Give it a week.
Yeah. I am in a chat right now where they're talking about this movie, and they said, somebody said this is the perfect. This movie was what a movie. Everybody was perfect. And then Eddie was like, what was the best part? And he said, Vinny's abuse. Always a favorite. And I think the thing about this film that is the torture of this freaking poor guy. It seemed, if these are how the gods really are, then screw the gods, because it was a nasty script for this fella. And
I have to say something in regards to something that you guys were talking about before I came in on the conversation, was that Brandon stated that I love annoying the shit out of Vinny and getting him like irritated, and like throwing the flare and all those things like that. Your reactions are epic. Like Brandon understands you, and when it plays on that camera, it's like so believable. Your misery is evident. You know what I mean? It's like,
well, I think
him picking you for that. Go ahead.
I'm not a good actor, and at the end of the day, I want to be sitting on my ass with a Diet Coke playing Atari. And even when I'm out with my friends, who I love everybody, the Big and Funky, I love Brand, I love everybody, that we new friends and the adventure. At the end of the day, I really am a little annoyed. As much as I love everything that's going on, I'm like, I want to be with my Shih Tzus, and I want my wife to bring me coffee, and I'm out here in Salem, Massachusetts, and sleeping in a van, smelling farts. And so, yeah, I just stem on that. Especially if you want to see me really react, make a movie where I'm hiking. I hate that shit. Screw nature.
We did a lot of hiking in the last one, out in the desert, and
yeah,
it was we done a lot of
fighting a cactus. That was a stupid idea.
That was a bad idea. Yeah,
it hurt my hands.
If you want to know where my influences come from, they come from 4 places. And I'm going to
homosexuality, deep-rooted homosexuality. Okay.
Yeah. Mel Brooks, of course.
Yes.
I'll never be Mel Brooks, but he's everything to me.
King.
Louis C.K. Louis C.K.'s misery that he portrays is just, I want to recreate it, and I kind of do actually.
Hey,
Larry David.
Hold on. No. I want to comment.
I already forgot the last one now.
Richard Pryor, George Carlin.
George Carlin's the last one. Okay.
But your film style is reminiscent of Louis C.K.'s brilliant television show.
Yeah, I love Louis. It's one of the best shows ever.
Yeah, it's.
I got a surprise for you.
Oh,
snap,
baby!
Look at that.
He's alive, and he's in front of his girlfriend's artwork on the wall. Things are good up in Gatlinburg, Tennessee.
I'll buy the one on the right.
There's the Goldblum.
There's the Goldblum. Let me show you this. This is how awesome his girlfriend is.
He's going to whip out his wiener.
Are you looking for that Snoopy thing behind you? Why do you have that?
Show enough.
Yeah, she made that for him. But I want to clear something up that Vinny just said. Vinny's always down on himself and says that he's a terrible actor, and he's really a terrible actor. Vinny. No, Vinny's great. Vinny's great because every role we write, and we write Vinny as Vinny.
Yeah, that's all I am.
But the character of, but the human being Vinny and the character of Funkmaster B are my two favorite things. So I just always want more Vinny. I know Brandon does because he puts them in. You got him in 3 TV shows and 4 movies. Yeah, obviously, and I feel that Brandon feels that Vinny is like is like himself. It's like he can look at Vinny and see himself, and that's why he can write these parts so well for Vinny.
We mentioned this earlier. The whole thing from Vinny's Fantastic Rock and Roll Adventure, which is a movie I had in my brain, just about a trip to whatever to go see a band. I thought that was kind of it's been done a million times, but I like the things that are like, okay, that is way out of the reality based. That's not a thing. Like getting anal probed and everything on the way there, and just all that. But the when he looks in WJHCAM, that movie, which is one of my favorite movies, it just anywhere. I think it's fantastic. When he looks over the soundboard into the room with all the snake handlers or whatever the hell was going on at that point, you had a certain look on your face that looked so like it's almost like the Louis C.K. thing I was telling you, or the Larry David thing. It's you're in so much pain because of the annoyance that you're just like, I can't remake the face.
And those two scenes, that the scene of him looking and the scene of what he was looking at, were filmed like a week apart. So what he was actually looking at was me peeking through a 2 foot by 1 foot like opening little window with a camera.
Well, it's because I mean the movie's based on I remembered being a Yankee in the South and I've never been exposed to any Pentecostal stuff, and you're watching this like, what? Like when you come from like a Missouri Synod Lutheran background or an atheist background, which was what we weren't even, I didn't even know what God was. And then my parents found God and they were like Lutherans or something. I mean, and then you start seeing the Gypsy Rose Lee stuff with the backflips and the fireballs.
Well, that's not Lutherans. Lutherans are an even more boring Catholic.
Oh, I know. I've been there. I remember the music. They had this one song that was like, Hallelujah.
Oh, you're boring the shit out of me already. My God.
I'm like, well, you're an atheist. Everybody else knows. But it's like, hallelujah. It's like, hallelujah. Should we be clapping when we say hallelujah?
You don't want Lutherans to clap. You do not want Lutherans to clap.
One and the 3. They're on the 1 and the 3.
My grandparents were Lutherans, and they did bring me to their church, and it would just be like,
oh, it's rough.
I went to at the time I was going to a black Baptist church, and then to go from a black Baptist church to a Lutheran church is like going from watching History of the World Part 1 to watching Real Genius.
Well, Luke, without giving away too much about what the scene is that we filmed at Ancient Lore, what were you expecting, and how did it work out in your brain before you got into the hospital and sick and everything? I'm glad that wasn't your last role, by the way, sir. I'm just saying.
Jesus Christ.
It was close. It was close. I was not expecting the lovely Kelly Holt, and now that made me happy. I kind of was expecting to get there, and I know that you run a very quick, very fast show, and I don't know if you've ever worked with Cantelli before, and Cantelli likes to take his time. And so I was like, oh, this is going to go overtime. But man, you guys just both just for some reason, I thought it would be, liquid or gas and fire, and you guys would just be like, I had that happen because me with Cantelli, because I like to run and gun, and Cantelli likes to do the right thing and the correct thing and the proper thing, and the thing that makes the movies look amazing and take time with it. I'm a big dumb hoe. I like to run through it. You're a big dumb hoe. I figured you'd be like me and be like, would you just put the lighting bar? It's just no, you don't need to touch your phone. Yeah, no.
We got out of there right on time. Actually, it was like we had to place to 1:30 or something. We got out of there right at 1:30.
Yeah, but it took me with the first time we filmed the movie with Cantelli. It took me 10 minutes ago, well, shit, he's right.
Well, I was
and also this guy, we got to say this to Cantelli too, or Jeremy Volk, Batman, whatever he's going by this week. We got to say that he adapted to our style as best he could and still got, the shot that somewhat that he wanted. So, I mean, he is, if you're looking for a cinematographer in the indie movie game, he will work. He now knows what it means when you're like, we only have this place for 4 effing hours and we got to shoot 9 scenes.
Well, there's some things to that. I mean, the point of contact that I had with you was the starting of Showdown in Secret City, and that's really where I started to get into cinematography, to be honest with you. And I jumped right in, and so I'm learning all of this stuff. And I have all this new gear that I'm sitting here memorizing the manuals to, all the presets. Think about, and Brandon knows, you're sitting here dealing with all this tech. You have to know what the hell you're doing, and you get on set, and the last thing you want to do is hold anybody up because you're trying to figure shit out. So when I was in the Marine Corps, we learned the M16A2 rifle before we ever put our fucking hands on it because we had a book. A knowledge book is what we called it. And so we had to learn it, and we had to learn everything about this thing. So by the time I had my hands on it, I know to take the damn thing apart. So that said, those things that I'm doing when I'm dealing with Brandon on set, and I know he wants to get things done fast, I'm thinking that, and which is why I brought reflectors and I brought different things to kind of compensate without having to do that, improvising. But I think that lighting is crucially important for a great production. It's crucial, and it's not that I like to take my time. It's just that I don't have the crew to.
I like that you take your time. It took me 10 minutes to realize that look at
this movie. Look at this movie and look at Showdown in Secret City. They look like $1 million movies.
Well, we made 3 movies on our old camera, and then Cantelli looks at it on a music video shoot and goes, or not Cantelli, what you're going by there, Bruce
Jeremy Volk.
Bruce Wayne. And he's like, oh, all you need to do to make this a great camera is hit this and this, and you guys are good to go. Because we don't know what we're doing. But I knew me and Jeremy were kindred spirits. I think Vinny figured out at the same time. We were Quilted Northerners. When we're filming an episode of Wrestling with Ghosts out in a train tunnel, and I think Vinny says, hey, Jeremy, grab this and that. And he goes, and I'll grab my shoes and my glasses so I have them. And this is our guy. And I feel bad that we haven't. Yeah, I feel bad that we haven't worked with them more I didn't know you were available.
Distance was really a primary factor, but then when Vinny saved my life, so I'm just going to say that. Vinny saved my life.
But also, I think,
were you drowning? He's a good swimmer.
Yeah, drowning in life's bullshit. He's got a good
chest there, so a bunch of people can grab on, just kind of.
Now, the one thing I did screw up with the scene I was in is I do have, and I'm wearing them right now, sparkly golden Crocs. Why was I not wearing sparkly?
You were trying to be professional and look like your character. I think so, even though that would have worked even well.
Gotcha. Well, I just want to say thank you all very much. Thank you, Luke, for everything. And thank you, Jeremy, for helping out with that scene. And have you watched the whole movie, Luke?
I have not. I've been kind of waiting for the
Nobody's watched the movie at all.
I've been waiting.
I have. I watched it twice.
What was your favorite part besides the one you filmed? What was your favorite part? Well, you can say that one. Jeremy.
Titanic. Okay. Titanic was my favorite. And the reason, without giving away anything in that, is Vinny's dialogue versus the time. Okay, so it's that there's a word for that. I can't think of what it's called, an acronym or it's basically with something that's out of place in time, and it's his dialogue.
Arachnid's a spider, dude.
I didn't say arachnid, did I?
He's also wearing a t-shirt. He's also wearing a t-shirt that says funk and blue jeans in a time when I don't think those
Yeah,
exist.
it's just his dialogue, for that time, and what he's saying back and forth is just had me on the floor, just laughing my ass. But I mean, that said, and I want to kind of hit one other thing too. As much as he hates the cannibal scene, that was one of my other favorites because of his misery.
Let me what was Junior's name? Junior's name. What was he?
Marlon Griffin.
Yeah, and I totally spelled his name wrong in the credits, by the way, so he's going to hate me forever. I spelled it Marlim for some reason. I don't know why.
Because the M is right next to the N, and you can't see it.
Yeah, I know. I'm an asshole. It's the only thing I messed up in the whole freaking movie. It's whatever. But he was.
I just want to say real quick.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to finish out my thoughts. The reason the Titanic thing was my favorite is the way you shot it, and being on that set on the Titanic, on the museum, and hearing that. Because I didn't even know that you guys didn't even have permission to film. I think that's just amazing. Anyway, I'm done.
Sorry. I was gonna say that Marlon guy was incredible. I asked him. I said because it wasn't in the script. I said, dude, can you play like special needs, crazy, stupid? I probably shouldn't put those words together, but anyway. Nope. And yeah, everything's black. What did I say to him? Can you play like really stupid?
I can't say what you said.
Guy or something. I might have said full retard. I don't know, but can you do that? And he's like, oh yeah. And the next thing you know, he's like this whole character. I'm just like, I'm gawking at him like, dude, this guy's amazing. Like I'm even like thrilled with his lack of teeth and everything going on. I'm just going, this is okay, this just elevated. And then we found, like I said, that John guy and everything. And yeah, I have to agree.
Marlon was in WJHC for a second. He was the guy who got hit by a fireball from Danny Whitson, but he's in Danny Whitson's movie, a movie that we co-produced called Gig Workers, and he's the cop.
And releasing in 2032.
He is awesome. He's and I'm just like, you wouldn't expect it like from him. And no offense to him, I just, he's just this guy like, oh gosh, thanks for having me on the show. And then when he's in front of the camera, he's great. It's unreal.
Yeah, I got cut from Gig Workers too.
Oh, Travis as the cop was awesome too, by the way. That was.
I'm just interested because there's so many different things in the movie that I'm interested to see which people gravitate.
I wanted. Let me sum up this way, and I'm going to shut up. The movie is great. The fact that I cannot compare this to another movie is telling. And the other thing too is that the characters in this are very strong. And even if you don't have, I watched it a second time because I wanted to see the characters, and it just really, everybody just did a phenomenal job. Travis being the cop and watching him with those smiles, and it's one of those movies that I can watch over and over and over again and never get tired of it. And I'm done.
Here's a good thing. I don't want you to stop. We got to get off here sometime. But what was your least favorite? I'm very curious about that. Which one just was like, I
don't know if I had a least favorite.
They got to have a least favorite. What about you, Lou?
I didn't watch it. I'm going to watch it when we're done with it. And like I said, I thought we were going to have a dual premiere, and I'm kind of like, I'm not watching Showdown in Secret City either because I'm waiting for. I want it to be fresher in my. You know what I'm saying? So
it's up on ASY TV whenever you want to watch it. I'm actually taking a break from. I haven't even submitted it yet to our distributors or anything for any networks or DVDs and all that because I'm letting you fine gentlemen do because last time when we released Vinny's Fantastic Rock and Roll Adventure, we released it about a week after maybe a week after Camp Smokey.
Well, we had the same premiere and then it started raining and everybody left for our movie.
That's why I went first. But the time and effort that I know that Vinny puts into reaching out to all these like the Josie Awards, which I don't know if they mean anything, whatever. It's still kind of cool. And then just all these different places and doing all these interviews and stuff. I want you to do that for this movie, this one too. Swipe wrong. So
we got to space them out.
Josie,
that's what I'm doing. I'm holding off. I'm like waiting probably another month before I take it to everybody. This is a soft launch for ASY TV. We only got so many subscribers, so it's not.
There's a very few legit good indie movie awards. Josie's with music is definitely a legit award show. I mean, they do it at the Ryman Theater. What's the guy that also puts on the Smoky Mountain Horror Fest? What's that guy's?
Willie.
I can't believe I know. Yeah, Willie Atkins. That's legit best because he actually has screenings and stuff. But it's you got to watch out for these ones that don't have actual like screenings.
Yeah, they call it. You don't want something that's like the Houston Film Awards and the guys from Pakistan or something. Those aren't.
I know about this too because this is happening.
What is
soundtrack?
That? Oh, the soundtrack.
Swipe wrong.
Oh wow!
Major motion picture soundtrack. That's actually going to be submitted as well, just like the Vinny movie. But
I think
there's a lot of music in this. I don't know if you figured that out, but there's a lot.
Did you release a soundtrack for Vinny's Fantastic? Because that had the best soundtrack.
Every song in that movie is on the soundtrack. It's on Amazon.
Oh, yeah, I want the hug shirt too.
Yeah, I've got one. But no, just every time in that movie, I hear you go, that's right.
I want you to watch this movie and listen because I did a bunch of soul songs in between all the dates when he wakes up, and I'm singing those. But I did a That's Right in there just for you, by the way.
All right.
My wife loves that too.
Yeah, you sing That's Right, and Vinny sing What? That's right. Are my two favorite things ever.
I remember the first time he heard you. I was with him when he heard you do the That's Right, and he fucking lost it because you're playing Hugs is a ripoff or maybe the inspiration for the band Kiss, so it's a Paul Stanley thing, and it's just
sounds like Paul Stanley.
Paul Stanley is just always ripping off black people and being like,
Moonchild would say that's right. The Devil would say yeah every single time. So,
but that's right. The thought of that's right. The funny, like the thought that this asshole that's singing thinks that everybody is thinking the same thing he is at the same time. He's got that.
Everybody's on board with what he's about.
Immediately. First two, the riffs hit. That's right. You know, it's like, yeah, we're all together kicking ass and rock and roll. Yeah, that's what's so funny about that line.
Vinny, I never asked you what's your favorite and least favorite parts, not for what you went through, but watching it as like another person on screen.
He's never watched it.
He's never. Nobody's watched.
I haven't watched the final. I was going to watching it tonight, but I have watched a very, very, very late version of the film. To me, this is going to sound assholish, but I can't separate myself. You said at one point the most important part of this movie are in between the dates, and we came up with a great imagination of the plot of what a man would do in between these dates. Like, how can this be believable? Like, okay, you know, I just had a terrible dream. And then it's like, are my medications screwed up? And then it's like, this phone is evil. I need to get rid of the phone. And then it starts to like, and then if people realize this, it's like we filmed this, and this was your idea. It was bright in the beginning, and at the end it got darker and darker. And at the end there was like, almost like we lived in the red light district where there were like red and purple and blue lights coming into the windows, and it looked like it was a descension into madness, just even with the lighting and the style. And I thought, from a filmmaker's standpoint, my favorite part of the movie, and not to give anything away, is the scenes where I'm trying to destroy the phone, and the phone keeps coming back magically.
Oh, and yeah, don't destroy it at all. You didn't give away nothing with that. So you're destroying.
Well, it's in the beginning. I don't know if it's magic or what, but it's just like whatever happens, I just enjoyed the thing of like, what, I'm going crazy. And I didn't go crazy at the end. It gets crazier, but I just like that. Now, as far as a date is concerned, To Catch a Predator, man. That Catch Predator there's
too many good scenes in that film.
To Catch Predator.
I was watching it earlier to make sure it was working good on the network, and when the Predator Busters thing comes up and you're walking to the house, I caught myself horse laughing at the same time. Like, if I make myself laugh after seeing it 1,000 times now, it's gonna make.
There's a scene with Kirby that is terrific. The scene between Eddie and his sister Elizabeth is amazing. I like the Titanic scene. I liked.
We keep skipping over Aeon, but
my favorite part, and I won't give any spoilers, is that my girlfriend wants me to wear the outfit I wear in the movie.
You love that outfit.
I love the outfit. I was never more comfortable in an outfit in my life.
You love that thing. I remember you put it on. You were like, "Look at me." You're like walking.
He loves toga parties.
Yeah,
You can't wear it in public without underwear though, because your
doodads were flopping all over the place.
I'm on steroids now. They look extra meaty. So,
all right, gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up. It's only been 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 40 seconds, so I think that's enough.
What's your favorite part before you let us go?
My favorite part is when you're freaking out at the end and all of the ghosts come back, basically, and then we go to the montage of dates. I for some reason visually, your facials and your
that was
the lighting, like you said, and all that was just. It just in the music that it's like, oh my god, then it just cuts.
You're you're a good director, and he said there's a scene where I'm losing my mind, and there's a scene where the phone. I don't want to give anything too much away, but you said channel. What's the girl's name from Psycho? Julie, the girl that was murdered in Psycho.
Vineyard.
The girl that was in Psycho. She was murdered in the tub. Shower.
Yeah, Kath, whatever.
Jamie you said her name that night, Julianne Lee or something. I can't remember her name. You said channel her in that scene, and I did.
Janet Leigh.
Yeah, Jeanette Lee or something like that. Something like that. Anyway, I channeled her, and I think it was an effective thing. That was you too. So I mean, that was good.
Well, I am stoked. It's about to happen, and you know what's about to happen.
Oh. You gotta get the Rocky Mountain Shiz on there, man. I was looking forward to that show.
Hey, real quick, the mobster scene, was that guy just on with you guys when you were starting this? Okay, kudos to that guy too, man. That guy had a hell of a performance.
He's a natural, bro.
He
made me laugh. It made me laugh hard.
I can't imagine if there's a movie with me, Luke, and Eddie. I mean, it'll be a knife fight to get words in.
We got guns and tits coming up. Yeah. All right, gentlemen, thank you again for everything that you did. And I'm going to go to bed now and pee. I've had to pee for the last hour and a half. We're all in our 50s. I don't know why we're up this late. This is crazy.
Speak for yourself. I'm 12.
For everybody, if you do a review, you'll get this screen worn shirt with a nice jizz stain on it right there.
The first person to do a review.
This has literally not been touched since he wore it in the film. So
you can smell it.
It's got chest hair in there, your musk, and then again,
vacuum seal that.
The first three to do it. I mean, please don't just wait. Everybody should do a review. Write it, video it, put it on YouTube, Facebook. I don't care. Just tag us in it so we know, and I'll send you one of these as well. A little bit of Swipe Wrong merch. We got a lot more coming.
Hey, that Facebook group chick, did she watch it yet? The one that runs that Facebook group that did a review for us?
I don't think so. That's a Vinny thing, man. I don't know nothing.
Okay, we'll have to pass that over. I'll have to pass that over there. I'll do a review on her page, so then they'll watch it.
Cool. So I'll send you the shirt then. But anyway, thank you guys. Go to ASYTV.com or find ASY TV on Roku. Today is our 11th anniversary of a network, which is nuts. I can't believe we've been doing this for 11 years. Like, here's yay. So here's to at least another 9 years. I don't think I want to do it for more than 20. Yeah, that's a lot.
Sell it.
Yeah, they're gonna build it up. So watch the movie. It's only $6.99 a month. Oh God, it's so expensive. My YouTube was 15. My Hulu is like 60 now because I got all these other things on it. My Netflix.
I canceled Netflix because it went to $38.
Yeah, my Netflix is about $38 because I refuse to watch ads. I have all the other ones, $6.99, and this not $6.99. I don't have to justify that to anybody. That's a pretty reasonable price. We travel the world. It's a travel TV network. If you like the Travel Channel without all the bullshit, no ads, no anything, that's what ASY TV is. There's no politics, no religion. There's no bullshit. We don't glamorize serial killers and shitty people. There's no news. It's just fun people doing fun things in awesome places, and we make movies as well. So that's my pitch. So get ASY TV at ASYTV.com or on Roku and watch Swipe Wrong and everything else on there. Don't just get it and then do the free thing and watch the movie and then get rid of it because that makes you an asshole. Nobody likes an asshole.
Also, there's a bunch of big and funky, almost a bunch of big and funky stuff on there. I think all
the movies.
Here. Wrestling Ghosts is here somewhere. So
it's no longer on the network, actually.
You son of a bitch.
I know I'm an asshole. We replaced it with But anyways, I gotta pee. Thank you guys, and we will talk to you all real soon. And
congratulations, man! It's a great movie, and the thing I'll say about it again, it's an hour and 30 minutes or less, and it feels like it takes a half hour to watch it, man. I think that's
it's good.
Huge. It's a good movie. You did a good job.
It's good.
Yeah. And he did.
By the time we got done here,
he did it in 31 days. Crazy.
We did, honestly. That's the last thing I'm going to say. From the first time we hit record to the last edit, 31 days.
Crazy. And you did music too. Congratulations, brother.
We did good. Thank you, guys. Love you.
All right. Love you too.
What a great group of